likes our new logo. I did get a new logo made, and I think it's a dope new logo. What's up, Leo? What's up, Chaz? What's up, Sid? What's up, Jay? West Coast. Vladislav. What's up, Jason? The SPY itself is down at 324.80s, which is a pretty big drop. It's the biggest drop we've had in a few days. The last drop like this we had was right at the end of January, so it's the biggest drop we've had in about a month or so. Almost exactly. But we did have a pretty big drop on the 31st as well, so yeah, I mean, we got a drop, but it's nothing too major, I don't think, yet. And we'll go over the catalyst for that in a second. Let's go ahead and build a watch list now. Quick question though, guys, while we have it right here. Quick question. So, what charts do you guys prefer? What charts do you guys like? Would you rather, you know, these are option 1, and I want everybody to vote to tell me what chart they prefer. There's option 1 right here, which you can see kind of the generic Thinkorswim chart. It's been a while since I used this type. There's option 2, which, hold on. I think this one's actually better for the green screen as well, and so I'm leaning more towards this one. Then there's option 2, which is old school Thinkorswim, which I kind of like. This is old school Thinkorswim, so option 2, which I kind of like it. I think I had my charts using this one for a while. This is old school Thinkorswim. I'm not going to do a light theme, I'm going to keep it with the dark theme. But this is option 2, which is old school Thinkorswim. That's what it's called. And then we got Chinese dark, which to me it looks like the opposite of everything. Yeah, which is just the opposite, which means green is bad. There's no way I'm going to use this one either. So there's either option 1 or option 2, which is old school Thinkorswim. This one's just opposite. That's going to be way too confusing for me. And so yeah, so the basic options are dark, which is this one, which is what I'm leaning more towards, which is this one, or old school Thinkorswim, which is this one. So option 1, which is this, or option 2, which is this. I kind of like both of them. I mean, neither of them are really bad here. Let me know what you guys think. Option 1 or option 2? Is the music too loud? Here, let me turn the music down. There we go. Is that better? That should be low. Alright, I just mute the music. Sorry guys. I gotta go get my headphones, so I'll mute the music until I get my headphones. That's why it's for some reason whenever I turn my headphones off it doesn't work. Anyways guys, sorry the music was so loud. That should be better now, right? Let me know if that's better. There we go, that should be better. right, that should fix it. That should fix it. Is it still bad? Is the music still bad? Man, for some reason, whenever I turn my headphones off, it just makes the music terrible. Everybody's mad. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. Look, I tried to fix it. This should be better now. Was it really louder? Man, that's crazy. Look, there, that should be better now. It should be better now. There's apparently there's no music playing. I mean, I can completely stop the music here. Maybe that'll help. Is that better? I mean, I have the music muted now too, which is kind of crazy because it's gone now. Yeah, it's alright. For some reason, whenever my headphones are off, the music just turns up super loud. On my end, it's really not that loud, and so I apologize. For some reason, whenever I turn the headphones off, and I play it through the speakers, it just puts it really loud on the stream, so I apologize about that. Shout out to my man Scott for trying to help me. Hey, appreciate it. Thanks, brother. Anyways, guys, to go back to what I was originally saying, yeah, there is no music now. Here, I'll turn the music back on. This should be okay. If this is too loud, let me know. I don't think it should be too loud. It should be just about right now. I got my headphones on, and so that should help. I got my R2D2 mug too. You know. Yeah, man. Mondays, you know us. You know us. All right, let me know how the music is relative to my voice now. There you go. Sorry, guys. I apologize in advance. But yeah, so the question I was apparently, I guess it seemed like I was talking to myself. The real question I was going to ask, number one, market's tanking this morning, and I think today is one of the justifiable uses of the word tanking, and so the market is tanking today. Huge drop, big drop. Look at this. Look at the SPY itself. SPY dropped down from 330s all the way down to 324. So a pretty big drop. Dare I say tanking? And you know, interesting. We'll see what happens with the SPY itself. But yeah, what I was really gonna ask you guys here is what charting should I use? So this is option 2. This is old school Thinkorswim charting, and then there's option 1, which is this one. I haven't used option 1 in a while, and I kind of want to use it just because it's been a while since I used it, and I think it's also better for the green screen. But this is option 1. It's a subtle difference. Basically, it's a little bit more brownish yellow of candles, a little bit more like yellowish green candles as opposed to like pure green like this. And so this is what I'll probably stick with. But what do you guys think? This is option 1, and then option 2 for like charting is this here. This is old school Thinkorswim right here. There. I don't know. I think this one has an endearing quality to it as well. I don't know which charts I want to use. But let me know what you guys think. Yeah. SPY tanking, TBIX will get some love today. Yeah, for sure. TBIX, I'm sure, is running up. I haven't even looked at it, but I'm sure the TBIX is pushing up big this morning. Yep. Anyways, guys, so we can take a look at everything. Like I said, what do you guys think? This is option 2. I think I'll probably stick with this. Looks the same. I know it does. There's a subtle difference to it though. I think my streams have been using the old school Thinkorswim, so not this one, but the other one, and so this one's a little bit different from what I usually use. Option 1, yeah, I like option 1. What's up, Sean? What's up, brother? Good morning, man. What's up, Justin? What's up, Austin? What's up, team? All right. So let's take a look at what's moving this morning. First, we got NNBC, which is a coronavirus stock. It is gapping up from 660s to 919. I think as I go over these, I can just look up the news now. And so NNBC, number 1. Again, this is a coronavirus stock. I remember this one. Let's see if they have any catalyst for this one pushing up here. All right, so NNVC put out a release that said that they believe they have sufficient funding for some of their planned expenditures for this year. Based on the estimated budgets, and I'll go ahead and quote the rest. Based on estimated budgets, including cost of certain clinical trials, the antiviral therapies company said it had about $1 million of current assets and current cash liabilities of $1.4 million, excluding a recent mortgage as of December 31st. They also said the cash used in operating activities during the 6-month period was about $2.56 million, and they said the expenditures were in line with budget estimates. They said it drew down $1.1 million from a $2 million non-convertible loan commitment secured by a mortgage on its facility provided by the company founder and president Anil Dewan. The mortgage is payable in full on March 31st, 21, with no payments due until then. End quote. And this is all quoting from Dow Jones Newswire. So yeah, so they put out something that said that they believe they have sufficient funding for what they were planning on ultimately doing for NNVC. So I guess good news. It's not incredible news. It's a little bit of a fluff piece, I would say, but it's not terrible either. We also have CETX. CETX, if you like penny stocks, CETX is really ripping up here. And this one is up after they reported a 500% increase in new orders for the development of VR, AR applications in the quarter to date. So apparently it is a virtual reality company, and they reported a 500% increase in new orders for the development of VR and AR applications. So interesting for CETX. We'll see what happens with this one. We also have TOCA. TOCA gapping up here on this list. Penny stock. They filed $8K for director, officer, or compensation filing. They said Douglas Jolly, PhD, our executive vice president, research and pharmaceutical development, was notified that his employment with us will end on April 14th, 2020. So we'll see what happens with TOCA. It's slightly up because of it. We got APT, which is Alpha Pro Tech. This one is one that ran the last few days as well. They said no cases that the COVID-19 infection were reported on Beijing on Sunday. 30 new cases were suspected. 9 patients were cured and discharged from the hospital. Alright, so Italy reported the 5th death from the coronavirus. Iraq reported the first case of the coronavirus after an Iranian student crossed the border. Italy reports 219 coronavirus cases in 7 regions, with their 5th death from the coronavirus being reported this morning. Interesting. Good morning, room. This I call Corona Monday. Yeah, yeah, man. We've got a lot of movement, man. A lot of coronavirus stocks making some big moves here. We got CFRX, which is gapping up some. Looks all right. Mostly what I'm seeing right now, guys, is coronavirus stocks. CTB, but like EGO. Most of the mid and high cap stocks are gapping down this morning. So I think somebody else mentioned it this morning. That's going to kind of throw a wrench in a lot of people's plans. We could look at GILD here. GILD. This one is up after they announced that the company expects approval of their first product candidate, which is filgotinib in RA in the US, Europe, and in Japan. So basically, they're testing a drug to treat the coronavirus, is what this is. They appointed Michael Quigley to lead research biology group. They said Quigley joined from Bristol Myers. They named him a senior vice president of research biology. And so yeah, just another coronavirus stock that's up today. UTHR gapping a little bit. KLOR gold. Gold's gapping up. A few people talking about gold moving. We'll have to come back to that when we look at the overall commodities and stuff like that. For gap down specifically, we have EPZM, which is gapping down some. BLDP, SOXL, RYAAY, FNGU, which is some ETFs. But aside from that, I mean, we just got a lot of gap downs. Like the space is gapping down. SPCE, I know this is one that we've all been watching. PLNT, MRNS, UDOW, VAL. And so this is what we got moving today, but mostly the big news today is the market in general. If we take a look at the SPY here, we can go ahead and read some of this. I'm going to go ahead and quote this, and this is from MT Newswires, and this is just going over the ETF preview and basically the overall market news today, which again, if we look at the SPY, it's down substantially. And again, I'm going to go ahead and quote this, and again, this is quoting from MT Newswires. It says, quote, "Stock futures are slumping ahead of the opening bell in step with declines in Asia and European markets as more coronavirus cases in Italy, Iran, and South Korea have been reported, heightening concerns over the outbreak's impact on global markets. South Korea has raised its infectious disease alert to its highest level as COVID-19 cases reached more than 800 in South Korea, while Italy implemented lockdowns in several towns in 2 of its regions after reporting 5 deaths. Iran, meanwhile, has reported 12 deaths so far. And in economic data news, the January reading of the Chicago Fed National Activity Index showed a reading of minus 0.25, compared with the Econoday estimates of minus 0.60. The prior reading has been revised to minus 0.51 from the initial figure of minus 0.35. At 10:30 Eastern Time, the February General Activity Meeting of Dallas Fed Manufacturing Survey will be released. Again, that's at 10:30 Eastern Time, exactly an hour after the bell this morning. And so I think that's something that you do want to take into account, team. Again, the February General Activity reading of the Dallas Fed Manufacturing Survey is going to be released about an hour after the bell at 10:30 Eastern Time. To move on down to commodities and stuff like that, crude is down 3.8%. The U.S. oil fund is down 3.7%. Natural gas is down 2.3%. The U.S. natural gas fund is down 2.5%. Gold is up nearly 2%. We could take a look at a few gold stocks like GOLD, AU. So yeah, gold is up nearly 2%. The Spider Gold Trust is up almost 2% as well. Silver's up 0.8%, so almost 1%. And iShares Silver Trust is up 1.2%. And so yeah, that's basically what we have going down here. We also have a few other ones like Pepsi, which is moving a little bit here, maybe worth a watch today. And the reason Pepsi is moving, I'm going to go ahead and quote this. Pepsi said on Sunday that it has agreed to acquire Hangzhou Hamusi Food Company, also known as B and Cheery, an online snack company in China, from the Hyexani Health Food Company for $705 million. The drink company, which has been operating in China for nearly 40 years, said the acquisition of B and Cheery marks an important step in its goal to become China's leading consumer-centric food and beverage company. Based in Hangzhou, B and Cheery's product offerings include nuts, dried fruit, meat snacks, and confectionery. It predominantly sells online through an e-commerce platform in China, and PepsiCo said that the transaction is subject to a Haxani shareholder vote, regulatory approval, and other conditions. Pepsi shares were down 0.6% after this news, but it's actually up a little bit, roughly break even, to be honest. And so yeah, that's the news today. But yeah, coronavirus fears making this market drop. How many cases do we have in the U.S. now? What's up, Douglas? Previous day script is now working. Dropped it in Discord. Hey, well, honestly, let me go ahead and throw that up then. Let me try to get that working. I'm going to go ahead and clear the drawing set. I'll try it on the spy. I saw you do that in the new script section. I should understand more of this. I mean, it's basically just coding. Where do I enter this stuff in, though? 2A. I'm assuming I go to Tools, or where would I go in here to put this script in? Maybe scans? I don't know. What's up, Lucas? TVIX could be an easy trade. Short selling auto makes would also make sense. They are having a hard time supplying the parts they need to make cars. Yeah, anything that originates from China is going to be down some, I think, mostly because they're going to be having a hard time sourcing their products, like you said. And I think looking for those type of plays makes sense. So looking for businesses that mostly rely on China for imports, I think is a good shorting opportunity today as well. $35 in the US. What? We have 35 here? Wow, man. The last time I checked, we had like 12. I'm like out of the loop. But man, that's a lot, man. That's more than I expected. 35, mostly from the cruise ship. We need to keep them out of here. Yeah, and this was up 3 days ago. You see, I'm out of the loop with this stuff. Edit studies, then create studies. Oh, yeah, I know. This, this is really what it is. Studies, create. I see. Let's see if I can get this in there. I don't think it works. I just applied it. It didn't work though. Let me see. Let's exit that. Let's go to create new. What am I doing here? Previous day's close. Hey, it worked. Look at that. It did work. I got it. Hey. My man. Thank you, sir. Let me see. Hey, it works. Look at that. That's actually pretty solid, man. Thank you. Shout out to my man, Two-Way. He did it. Look at that. And if anybody wants these scripts for Thinkorswim, this one's the previous closing price, the previous day's close. Join our Discord and go to the Thinkorswim script share section of our Discord. Two-Way's dropping some knowledge on us with these, so shout out to my man Two-Way. Thank you, brother. My man, look at that. Appreciate that, bro. That's gonna be super helpful too, because you know me, I'm always using the previous closing price. What's up, Maestro? Europe is speaking about a pandemic. It's already technically a pandemic here, though. A pandemic just means it spreads from multiple countries, or that there are more cases. There are cases in multiple different countries around the world that don't necessarily touch each other, and so that's all a pandemic means. And we're already at that. You know, it's also kind of crazy that Netflix had their pandemic series that came out like in the last month, and then this starts. Very weird that would come out at the same time. I think Bitch is. I think he's behind, but I think he's still in. Alright, but yeah, like I said, guys, if you want these scripts, join our Discord and just go to the Thinkorswim script share section of our Discord, and you can have these scripts. Serious question though, guys. What do y'all think about our new logo? We got a new logo. It's pretty dope. Check it out. I'll show you guys here real quick. Let me find it. This is our new logo. I think it's pretty cool. Look at this. This is our new logo. This is the new beginner trading logo. I had a buddy of mine make it. He did a great job. I think it's a really cool logo. And if you check it out, if you look at, we replaced our old logo with this one. Our old logo, man, I got made on Fiverr. We had our old logo made on Fiverr like 3 years ago was when I had that old logo made, and it was cool and everything, but it didn't even, what I told the guy, you know, he's a buddy of mine, he's an old friend of mine. What I told him is that I wanted the logo to have something to do with candlesticks, you know, because like the old beginner trading logo, it was like a bar chart. It just wasn't the charting that we use here. It wasn't the charting that most day traders use. And so when I got him to make us a new logo, I just told him, I was like, look, it needs to, the biggest problem I have with my current logo is that it doesn't have anything to do with candlesticks. And so I think the new logo has to have candlesticks. It has to be, it has to have something to do with candlesticks. And so he pulled through. He did a lot of really cool ones. Like, check this one out. Like, this one's really cool too. Look at this. It's the beginner trading. It's the beginner trading, but they replaced the eyes with candlesticks. That's dope, right? Look at that. That's cool. Look at that. And so it's the beginner trading. He gave me like a bunch of different options, but he did a great job. Yeah, it looks cool, man. It looks cool. Yeah, if y'all want to go check him out, he's a buddy of mine. Hold on, let me find his link. He gave me a great price, and he did a great job. Like I said, this dude sent me like 6 different logos to like use, and like all these different ones. Like, check these out. You know, like this dude pulled through. But anyways, yeah, so AMD dropping, big drop. Most stuff we have dropping this morning. But yeah, let me post this link real quick. Let me find it. I'll post it right here. And so yeah, basically he does, he gave me a rundown of what he does here, and I told him I'd give him, you know, I'd push him here a little bit here. He said, he does design, logo design, branding and identity development, print and digital advertising with marketing. That's a very large umbrella that encompasses most of any kind of print and digital collateral material with the end goal of promoting a business, organization, idea, etc. And so he basically helps you get your logo done and like finds like a good marketing strategy for your logo. He says, he also said that he's very system-minded and approach design with the holistic outlook, keeping in mind limitations, particularities, and opportunities present in each new product. Never one-size-fits-all approach. And he's also a graphic designer, art director by trade. So he works on his website, is only a sampling of the freelance products that he does on his day-to-day basis. And he said his day-to-day work is for national and international spirit beverage companies mostly. So he does illustrations, character portraits, lettering, custom hand lettering, photography, live event photography, portraits, writing, creative writing. Dude's a really smart guy. I went to school with him. And just a really smart dude. This dude got like straight A's all through high school. I remember. And so, yeah, if you want to go check him out, his name is Samuel Gask, and I'll post this link. You can go check out his website if you need a logo done yourself, or, you know, need any type of image or, you know, visual work done for your site. I'll post this link. Y'all can go check it out. He did a good job on my logo. I'll say that. He did a great job. So, yeah, here, go check it out. Here's his website if you want to go check it out. Let me see. There we go. How do we get the script off of Discord? Okay, so King, you go to the Discord and you just go to the Thinkorswim script share. You see Thinkorswim script share. If you scroll up, you can see the previous closing price, previous day's close. Here we go. We got Mitch in here. Let me get Mitch in here, and then I'll show you guys. I'll show you guys exactly what you do. Okay. Let me get Mitch in here. Make sure we can hear Mitch. Hold on. Yo, sound check. Yo, what's up, Mitch? You there? Okay, but anyways, Mitch is here. We'll give him a second. But okay, so basically, let me turn my volume up. Okay, so basically, if you want the previous closing price script, you go to our new Discord here. You go to our new Discord. Okay, you go to the Thinkorswim script share right here. You go to Thinkorswim script share, and then you just scroll up, and you see previous closing price. And what you do is you just copy all of this right here. After the first line, you copy everything underneath it, and then you just copy and paste it into edit studies. So you take this right here, you copy it, everything under the previous closing price title for what that two-way posted. So everything before number hint, pound hint, and all the way down to there. All right, so you just copy it. You go to this. You go to create in studies. You go to Thinkorswim, and you go to the studies tab, which is the beaker, and you just click create, and then you just delete that, and you just copy and paste it right there, and boom, that's it right there. And you just click OK, apply, boom, there it is right there. And so that's how you do it. Like I said, if you want our Discord link, I'll post this Discord link here if you want to check it out. Just join our Discord, you know. I'll show you guys it in a second. Hold on, let me see. Yo, what's up, man? What's up, brother?
What's up, man? What's going on?
You are hero, DD. DD, you are certainly hero, man.
What's up?
What's up, brother? What's up, man? We got two-way dropping the that Thinkorswim script on us for that previous closing price, man. My man, two-way. I'm gonna find this super useful. And so yeah, I was trying to teach everybody how to get it. DD says.
No stress. Yeah,
look at DD. He says, John, how are you? Tell me who I am. You're a hero, bro. I know just by one sentence. You write one sentence, I know it's you.
Probably a word.
Right. Yeah, you write one word. You know, I know you don't capitalize your eyes. I know that. And so anytime I see somebody that doesn't capitalize their eyes, I'm like, that's hero. You know, that's him. That's the man. Grant, did I say that though? Did I say just because he had straight A's means he's a good graphic designer? Listen, all I said was I think verbatim what I said was that he's a really smart dude. Dude got like straight A's in high school. Like I'm just remembering him from high school. And so don't be desperate to criticize, brother. Come on now, man. You're being a little desperate here. Like don't be insecure, bro. It's all good, man. You know, like I said, Sam's a good dude. He did a great job on my logo. Go check out his site. But yeah, shout out to my man Two-Way for dropping that previous closing price on me.
Yeah, guys, gonna be taking some big swings today, man. Looking for cheaper stocks to take some bigger shares. Maybe even 10 to 15,000 shares, maybe even 20,000 shares, depending on the price. Ready to take a big swing?
That's right, man. You got this, brother. You got this, man. We got Mitch in here.
Yeah.
Mitch is still in. He's still in the competition.
Still battling, guys. Still battling.
Yeah.
I feel, I've had moments, I've made over $2,000 on a trade. Also lost over $2,000 on a trade. The good thing is, haven't lost $3,000 on a trade.
Right.
And so that's keeping the risk to reward there, Yeah.
You're still in there, man. That's all that matters is that you don't lose $3,500. You still in that thing, man. And honestly, we still got half the competition left. We're only halfway through. I know a bunch of people are eliminated, like myself included, but we still have 3 full trading days left. And so if you're still in the competition, you actually have a shot.
Exactly. The key is stay in the competition, give yourself a chance each day, and respect the rule. The rule is 3,000. Don't let it break, and keep trying. Have some fun.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So, batch the hatches, hide the children. Italy's going crazy.
Yeah, man. Coronavirus running rampant in the world.
Yeah, man.
Everybody's scared.
I'm just glad I'm in North America and not in Europe.
Yeah, for sure, man. It's a scary thing, man. He ripped off my logo. It's 4X's logo. What's the name of the channel? I'll look at it and see it and see if it's the same or not. You know. Either way, it'll be alright. You know.
It's a candle.
Right. Yeah, you know what I mean? That's what I'm sitting there thinking. Like, it's a candle, bro. Like, how? Like, listen, I'm sure everybody that uses a candle in their logo, you know what I mean? It is what it is. I asked him specifically to make it about candlesticks, and so if it's similar to another's, it's probably my fault. But nah, he did a good job.
All right, guys, we'll be watching today some of the stocks that are breaking down. We have huge gap downs in just about every stock. That's just going to be really based off the overall market taking a huge tank. Would I dare say it? Tank.
I was already on it, man. I was like, if there's any day that's justifying the use of tank, it's today, man. You know, the market is, dare we say, tanking, man. Scary market.
Yeah, you know, one of the cool things I think that really is happening here is, guys, I've been seeing it. At least this is the way I feel. China's been pumping the market. The Feds have been using quantitative easing. You know, they've been buying back every pullback, buying back treasuries, pushing the market, creating the bubble. At the end of the day, guys, this bubble's going to break one day sooner or later. Yep. And, you know, I think what you see, this is just a measured pullback. But whenever you get a measured pullback, that's when you can get the worry of, is the breakdown going to happen? This always comes, guys. I've seen this time in and time out where I've come into the market on a day. There's a negative news catalyst. The market's taking a big hit. And what it is mainly is just a retracement. So I wouldn't necessarily look at the overall market negative today. Just because we were having a retracement doesn't mean we're going to go ahead and just tank. Yeah. The official word, tank, you know?
Sponsored.
I don't expect, you know, a massive move today. I think a lot of the times when we get massive moves, we get gap downs and not intraday pullback moves. You know, we don't get those big down moves usually in the intraday. It gaps down, pushes back up, then gap down the next day. And that's what I can expect in here. I would expect a bounce back today, and then it would look negative to me if it would get below that number tomorrow. Yeah. So I'm not trying to overreact to that down move in the market today. I'm trying to keep it at where it is. It's just a pullback. Measure the pullback. Understand that strong stocks should probably stay strong today. Weak stocks getting hit with a weak market, those are the ones you want to look for more on the downside.
Right. Yeah, market's still dropping, man. Look at that. It's done at 323.60s. I think it should be an interesting day. I think if we look at the daily chart for the SPY, like the last time we took a pullback this big was like a month ago, and so it's not like it's unheard of to take pullbacks like this. Like what Mitch is saying is probably kind of accurate, which is that this is just a measured pullback, and it could just keep dropping and just turn into like a little mini crash, or it could rebound today, which is very possible as well, very plausible. Last time it dropped this big, really it dropped over this big. It dropped more than this on January 24th, which was exactly a month ago.
Exactly. So and you can see that on the weekly chart. The weekly chart will show you that kind of like a breakout, pullback to support, breakout. All we're doing here is essentially a pullback to support on the weekly chart. It hasn't broken that support at 320.
Right.
To me, these are the great opportunities, at least lately, that we've seen hedge funds and kind of bigger market traders to step in and just buy the shadow. What we mean by buy the shadow is that they feel that this is going to go back up through the gap. They'll go all the way back up through the gap and then decide if it's going to come back down. And we've seen that happen often in the SPY, so I'll be looking out for today. The real price point I want to see it get past is that first down tick. So 326.52. If it gets above that today, I'm going to see that my view on the SPY is correct, that we're getting a bounce back, and I'll look for strong stocks to continue on their bounce back.
Yeah, it looks like, honestly, the market doesn't look bad. Let me rephrase. It doesn't look terrible, right? Like, we get pullbacks like this all the time, and maybe a few times a year. And usually, it's very rare that it continues. And so, it'll be a fun day for sure. At the very least, it's going to be somewhat volatile, I think, for us day traders. I think we're going to get a lot of rebounds today. If the market rebounds, I think a lot of other stocks are going to be rebounding as well. And so, I think we could probably find some good long setups today. And so it should be a fun day. But yeah, the coronavirus fears are definitely pushing the market down, certainly. They had like the fifth guy that died in Italy. Go ahead.
Yeah. I think a lot of it has to do with, not only the spread, but I think what's happening really is companies are really starting to release the information on how much this is going to affect them. No one really knew 1 month ago how it was going to affect earnings, or at least exactly the amount that it was going to affect earnings. I think now companies are starting to get to that information, starting to slowly release that. We had Apple release negative guidance, some other stocks release negative guidance, and when you get that, you start getting kind of what we call the rumors out. I think the rumors are out that the earnings aren't going to be that great later on in the quarters and later on in the year. And if that happens, we already had worry about earnings last year because of trade wars and stuff like that. So that a coronavirus and an event like this happening could essentially draw back the market because of earnings. Now, how far is it going to dip? Are we going to go into a recession? I necessarily wouldn't look at it like that right now. I would more along look at this as a measured pullback. And if you look at it that way, I think you can really kind of capitalize if the market bounces back. Every single time I've thought of the market in a panic mode, it usually bounces back. At least this is just from my experience. I don't know about you, John, but every single time I've tried to jump on the market because I think it's panic day and it's just going to tank, it just bounces back.
Yeah, I can remember when I first got started trading, right? One of the most common things I would look for is like, I would have that very kind of binary mentality where it's like, when I first got started trading, I would look for gap downs and then I would look for them to keep pushing down. I would look for gap downs and I would basically look to short the gap downs on SureTrader when I did trade on SureTrader. And I remember just getting caught so many times, like, yeah, this looks weak, it's gapping down. Then the next morning, that thing would just run up the next day. And it happened over and over and over again until it kind of reinforced that bias where if it gaps down enough, a lot of the time, at least it's going to bounce slightly at the open. Now, it might continue and it might reverse after that and come back down, but usually if it gaps down, it's at least going to bounce a little bit at the open for the most part. Not always, nothing's 100% in trading, but it's an interesting kind of look at how you kind of how you get certain biases in the market when you first get started trading, and that was definitely one of the ones that I got. Let's see. Yeah, I'm looking. I don't see anybody with the same logo as us. I mean, I see a few people that have kind of similar logos, but it's like everybody uses candlestick charts. I think ours is cool, and I think you did a good job.
All right, guys. So one that I'm going to be watching is one of the strongest ones, ENPH. That's been a really strong stock last week. Of course, I'm going to be watching Space now that we really get it knocked down because of the market. $30 is the important price point for that one. If we get knocked down through $30 today, I'll be trying to short it. If not, I think this one could bounce back towards 32. So we'll keep an eye on that one too. If it gets back above 31, it would look bullish to get towards 32. But if this one can hold 30, it's already done in pre-market. It just cracked it right now. This will look down. It just needs to give a good volume here at the open since we're so close towards that 30 pricing.
Yep. Yeah, it should be fun, man. Interesting day. Like I said, I'm kind of I tend to think the market's gonna rebound a little bit. Somebody said it's going to be back by lunch. I don't know. I don't know if I agree that it's going to be all the way back to where it was, but I think it'll probably bounce at least slightly. I think this is a pretty big pullback, and maybe it won't. Maybe it'll just keep tanking down. As always, you never really know in the market, and so it's very possible that this thing just kind of keeps heading down. But we'll see,
I'll keep an eye out also on Uber. I feel like this one's done a big lift in the daily chart and just got knocked down significantly. I think traders are going to be trying to get out of this one just because they got stuck in the 40s and they don't want to have the downside risk towards 35 and 30. So I think that's too big of a downside risk. So with that, you could see a big drop in Uber today. I'll be paying attention towards that. I always like when I think that traders are trapped, especially on a stock that they could be swing trading. And I think traders might have gotten trapped on Uber. So we'll keep an eye on that one.
Yeah, it should be interesting.
Because you could see it on the weekly. It was just trying to break out, and then just turned around. When things happen like that, there's always traders that got stuck on the other side.
For sure. That are stubborn and they're refusing to get out,
They were buying the highs.
Yeah, for sure.
And when you buy the highs, eventually it hurts you.
Yeah, 100%. I've done it a lot,
It happens to everyone, especially when you're swing trading. You need to tell yourself to pick the right charts, pick the right momentum, because swing trading, it has a lot to do with the overall market also. That's what swing traders don't really realize, is that if you don't time your swing trades with the overall market, a lot of the times, yes, petty stocks don't have as high correlation with the bigger market, but let's say a stock like Uber, that's going to have high correlation with the market. The drop today actually hurt it big time, even though the stock had momentum on the plus side.
Yeah, for sure. All right, guys, we got 7 minutes. Let's do this.
All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and get focused in here and try to get nailed down focused so I can execute the open, hopefully take a big position. I want to take as full buying power as I can on any position I take today. And the real key is just going to be keeping the losses under that $3,000. It could be on the first swing that I feel like I want to take that home run swing. I'm definitely going to take it. I'll let you guys know. At the end of the day, guys, remember I'm trading the competition account. So if you guys are out there trading live, understand that I will be trading a little bit different. I know John will be trading his live account, so you guys could focus more about what John's saying if you guys are trading live, and I would focus on what I'm saying more if you guys are in the competition trying to take those big swings. Let's talk in the chat. Let's get it going. Let's hit some big wins today.
That's right. Yeah, and like you said, Mitch is trading in the World Series. So if you're gonna copy Mitch, just understand that he is trading in a specific way to try to build up his account as fast as possible, and so just be careful. I'm sure he's still gonna wait for good trades, I'm sure, but at the same time he does have to build that account up as fast as possible. So he is gonna deviate from how he generally trades, and so understand that. But you're still in this thing, man. You still got room, and I'll be trading my live account today as well. So we got a little bit of everything today, but should be fun, man. Should be fun.
Ooh, Ray trying to get at me from my pun.
Ray, my man.
Uber's not getting a lift today, man.
I'm glad we have somebody like Ray, man. My wife was on stream last week and she saw Ray, and she knows the story of Ray and the bricks. And she saw Ray and she saw his profile picture was bricks, and she laughed because she knew. She knew, man. What's up, Lewis?
Freaking Ray, man.
Yeah, Ray, man. Hey, it's a funny story. It's probably one of the funniest stories I have from my childhood, man. Ray and the brick.
Yeah, Precise. Man. I see that. Precise calling out that AMD smackage.
Yeah, man.
Really? Technology got hit with a smack. Look at it. The thing is, AMD was what? A leader. When you got those leaders, look for the leaders to show you the biggest kind of momentum move. Yeah. And then you can look for the laggers to be late today. Like one I'm going to be looking for is a move towards 50 on MU. Yeah. I could see that happening today. Another one I'd look for is AMAT. AMAT usually lags a little bit also. So if you look at the daily chart on AMAT, we can see this one's been moving down towards 60 significantly. in the last 3 days. I could think this one could be in consolidation here because it has so much consolidation on the daily chart. So AMAT doesn't look clean, at least at daily chart. So I'll leave that one alone.
Yeah. And yeah, really, we just. Go ahead.
I like what I mean by clean. I just want to state that by clean is when you don't have support levels and resistance that can get in your way of your trade.
Kind of like a shadow and a gap where it's like you just got a lot of space for it to fulfill that area, you know. It really, most stuff is gapping down today. Like if we look at AMD's down. AMD did get hit, but like everything, like you look at Roku, you look at MU, you look at Tesla, you look at Snap, you look at any big tech or big stock in general is down. You know, look at CGC, Cron, cannabis stocks. Everything is down today. Mostly everything except for a few specific coronavirus stocks that are benefiting from the coronavirus outbreak. Everything else is down basically. You know, that and gold. I forgot to say gold is up. So we do have gold that's moving up. So like GOLD, AU.
Well, I just want to put another call out. You know how I like to put my call outs.
Yeah, go ahead.
Beyond Meat, man, starting to get hit with some more competition. Car Grill to compete with Beyond Meat, and Impossible Foods with new fake meat product. I'm telling you guys, this is when you're going to start seeing it. When these competitors really sweep the floor underneath Beyond Meat, when Beyond Meat's potential revenue changes because there's other competitors in the sector, that's when I think they're going to hit. That's when you think I'll see the stock go back down to $50 for the year. And hey, it's hanging out in the 110s. We'll see what happens to this on the long run.
Yeah, so is BYND and Impossible two different companies? Because they are. So it's because when I was in Disney World, I actually tried BYND tacos. It was Impossible tacos, and I'll dare to say it was pretty good, man. It was pretty good. And as much as I'm like not a vegan at all, I love meat. I love barbecue. I live in Texas, but the Impossible tacos were pretty solid, man. They tasted pretty good. And I remember being at Disney World and being like, you know what? I hear all the hype over these stocks, these fake meat stocks. I'm going to try it. And it was actually pretty good. As much as I hate to say that, it was actually pretty good. And it tasted like meat. It tasted like meat. It did taste like meat. So, you know.
The article really supports, that they have effective supply chain already. And that because of that, they can take advantage of the market. Right. And remember, guys, Beyond Meat's a little bit newer company. They're going to have struggles when they go ahead and go into big sizing. When you mass produce something, you're always going to run into problems. The companies that do well are companies that already have established supply chains.
Right. They're already set up. Yeah, for sure. All right, guys, we got 25 seconds, about 20 seconds left. Throw your trading window up real quick.
Let's have some fun.
Yeah, man. Let's do it. There you go. All right, guys. It's that time. We're going to throw Mitch up because Mitch is still in. He's going to take some swings today. There we go. Here's the bell, guys. Good luck. Alright, we got Tiva dropping, CGC dropping. Like I said, I think the SPY is going to bounce here. I think it's going to bounce here. Maybe it doesn't though, but I think it probably will.
Let's do it, team. Alright, guys, you guys let me know if you guys see anything popping, anything moving fast.
They're loaded with a ton of junk. What, the fake meat substitutes? Yeah, I mean, I could probably see that. What good is gold if you're sick? Yeah. Tell them, Ray. All right, well, there's a little bit of a spike in the market. A little bit, not of a spike, I should say, but a bounce in the market. We do have a little bit of a bounce. AMD up. All right. But yeah, there's the market bouncing a little bit, so kind of like we expected. It even sometimes we'll get a bounce like this and then it'll reverse and come back down and break lows, and so that does happen sometimes. But we'll see if it can push up, you know, get above the VWAP and start maintaining an upward trend for the SPY. Tesla testing highs on the upside, at least high of intraday.
Yeah, you there?
Yeah, what's up?
There you go. Oh, my bad. My mic, my headphones had gotten muted.
Oh, now you're good.
Seeing this drop in AMRN, it's dropping significantly. It didn't bounce there to VWAP though, so. All right, space rejected those 30s. That one looks good.
Yeah, there's the market bouncing. Like I said, this is what generally happens when you get a huge gap down. Now, like I said, I'm not saying it's gonna maintain this level, but this is what usually happens. You get a huge gap down. One of the easiest high percentage plays is just taking advantage on the sentiment, on the extension of that downward move. SPY's up to 324.40s now. You know, opened up at 323, so it's already up like $1.50. So pretty big rebound already.
All right, guys, probably gonna take a starter position here in space. Want to try to get 80s.
Long or short?
Short. Order out there. Trying to get filled here at 80s. See if I get filled. Canceling down for a second. Just because I saw the spread opened up there. I wanted to get 80s, but it never filled me. Trying to see a rejection off of 30 right here. Nah, it's holding way too well. I'm telling you, that market bounce back by the pullback mentality.
Yeah, man. Everybody's like, hey, I think a lot of people have that bullish sentiment in the overall market.
Mm-hmm. It's a normal thing to have, man. I've seen hedge funds just jump on stuff. So I'm trying to be a little slower today to the market. Don't want to jump.
Yeah, the when you trade stocks, guys, it's one of the few things in life where you actually kind of want to go with the pack. You know, you kind of want to copy what the pack is thinking, and I think that's kind of what we're getting now with the SPYs. That everybody kind of knows that the market pushes up when you have big gap downs, at least originally at the bell, and so everybody's kind of piling in long. Maybe if people start to sell, it might pull the market back down, but. Yeah, LK ripping up. LK's up to 37.50s.
Not enough room there for me, at least. I like a bigger spread, bigger range for LK.
Yeah, for sure. Spread's big, smaller range overall.
Yeah, that changes in like 20 or 30 cents. So I have a line on that one at 37.82. If that one passes that, then I'll start looking at it.
Yeah.
That resistance. Chewy looking strong there. I'll look for a pullback here. Chewy is looking strong here.
Tesla pulling back a little bit, testing that previous high of the day, that opening range high at 838.50. Pushing up a little bit now. Kirkland getting hit, filling that gap.
Having some internet issues. Gotta restart stuff. Give me a second here.
That Comcast life.
You know it. CGC, VWAP bounce. I like AMRN maybe for a fade. This doesn't look bad.
SQ ripping up. Roku bouncing up with the market. I'm not gonna say Mitch and I told you guys so, but Mitch and I told you guys so. You know, market was gonna bounce. There it goes. TOCA.
Yeah, the line I have is 326.52. That's where I think the SPY will have a chance to come back down, but that's going to be up to the SPY to determine, and traders, bigger traders, not us.
Yep.
Looking for pullbacks to get in. All right.
I think it depends on what the overall market does, but I don't hate AMD on a pullback to like 48.50s. You can use a risk level of like 48.20, so your risk is about 30 cents. And then you've got at least a little bit over that as your reward target for AMD on a pullback VWAP bounce setup. Again, though, I think it really depends on what the overall market does here. I think if the market starts to reverse, AMD will reverse as well.
Yeah, seeing a push from majority of stocks. We'll look for a pullback in Chewy here for the VWAP. See if we can get a pull down towards VWAP here.
Maxar.
Watch for AMRN to look strong today. I'm gonna wait right now. I need to see that get really strong through 1750s. It did get a buy rating, so that's why I'm paying attention to that one. Space ripping, man.
Yep.
Should look for that one to bounce back a little bit, but no one likes to squeeze like no tomorrow.
Yeah, here goes AMD kind of pulling back some. We'll see if it gets underneath 49s. It's at 48.90s now. Okay, with like a 10-cent risk from like 37.09 to 36.99. Doesn't look bad. 36.96 maybe. Just depends. Maybe you can use that opening range high at 36.90 as your risk. If you get in at 09, your risk is about 20 cents. You got a pretty big reward target though, so from like 37.09 to like 38, so you got almost $1 in reward with like a 20, maybe 30-cent risk. Doesn't look terrible there. There's AMD with the pullback to 48.50s. Kind of thinking about getting into stuff. I don't know. I guess I'm gonna wait, but part of me likes the setup. Might wait for some rebound bounce setups first though. Jordan, if you're trying to cover a short position, cancel any limit orders you have or any stop loss orders. Go to orders and exit out of your original order. You probably have a stop loss set if you're trying to cover your position. Either that, or if you're trying to click sell, if you're holding a short position, to get out of it, you click buy. So you click buy instead of sell to get out of a short position. But again, you want to make sure you exit out of any limit or stop orders in your trade manager. AMD field long at 48.60. I like that one. But yeah, I mean, the initial bounce that I called out worked for AMD, so looked good. LK never quite got there, but that bounce on AMD did work. At least it's up 20 cents now. It bounced right at that $0.50 too. Yeah, no stress, Jordan. Yeah, I've been there, brother. I know exactly how that is, man, where I accidentally have a stop-loss order set and I couldn't figure out what's going on. So, hope you were able to cover some, you know. Yeah, SPY pulled back a little bit to 324.50s. AMD pulled back some too, but I mean it already followed through with like 20 or 30 cents. I think just depends on how strict with reward targets you were for AMD, but it does have a lot of support underneath it. I still think it's probably still okay, but we'll see.
All right, watching the AMAT here, guys. It's starting to collect here, create a third bottom.
Rodrigo says, hey, what headset are you using? I'm using a Bose, what is mine called? I'm using a Bose SoundLink headset. My mic and my headset are different though. Like I have a different mic. Alright, so I think the big thing here is seeing whether the SPY is going to bounce right here at 324.40s. Right around the VWAP.
Yeah. Definitely agree with that.
Yeah, I think that's gonna like influence.
Want to see if some big volume comes in here in AMAT. Looking also at Chewy for a potential VWAP bounce play. I want to get closer towards 29.20 on that one. The only thing with that one is the big spread, about a 20-cent spread on that one. Definitely like this AMAT moved here towards VWAP at 80s. And now it's breaking out towards 61.30s.
There goes AMD. AMD looking good. Called that one out. Beautiful, beautiful, perfect VWAP bounce. The thing bounced exactly at that level I talked about. Really easy trade too. What kind of shirt is that? What's up?
Good call out.
All right, thanks, man. What shirt am I wearing? A Southern Marsh shirt. I don't know. There goes the SPY bouncing right there too. Like I said, if the SPY bounces, it's going to influence AMD. So AMD, beautiful VWAP bounce there. Hope somebody got it. I think Daryl said he got it, right? So hope somebody did. Hey, nice Ray Ray. Hey, green is good, brother. Congrats, man.
Went to 25 Chewy. I really wanted to get that one at VWAP, but got stuck between AMAT and this one and didn't get the 20 entry that I wanted there. But it bounced immediately back up there to 29.50s. Would have been a great entry.
Nice, Keenan. You got some on AMD? Nice, brother. At least somebody got it. Like I said, you guys know me. I don't usually trade this early. And so I really wanted that one. You guys even heard me really kind of talk about how much I wanted to buy AMD, but I stopped myself for some reason. It's just not my ideal time, but even it did work out well, so at least somebody made money with it. Appreciate it, Kate Gifford.
Yeah, really wanted that Chewy also. Just never getting it at VWAP. Was focused on another stock. It's the problem. Sometimes it's focusing on two stocks at once. Really did like it though. Just didn't get it at VWAP there. Now I'm like trying to buy it and I have to wait for a pullback. It's already too late. Could have got a nice 30-cent pop though. So
that's still early, brother. You got this.
Yeah. just a little frustrated because this is the one I really wanted. You guys saw me take my swing on this one last week Friday. I had a feeling this one was gonna explode if it got up there. So.
Yeah, that's about how I feel today, Thomas. Thomas says, "What deodorant are you using?"
This one's gonna be frustrating for sure. I have a feeling it's gonna keep on going, but it is what it is. Can't trade it now. I already missed it.
Do you shave, John? No, I don't. No. Listen, guys. I like long walks on the beach. You know, listening to classical music and drinking champagne in the summer. You know. Yeah, you got this, bitch. It's still early, brother. Hang in there, brother. You got this, man. Just there'll be other setups for sure. So you got this, bro.
Yeah, just a little upset. I was ready for the market, ready for this, guys. I gotta be able to capitalize already. This is taking too long. This is what I mean by trading the open, having a plan, and nailing the open. I had a couple plans, didn't trade any single one of them. So.
Yeah, AMRN's right at the VWAP. That one doesn't look bad. Nice little pullback there.
Yeah, doesn't look too bad.
I think it's got to break 1740 though, and I think it could put in kind of a triangle style pattern, but I think 1740 is going to be the biggest kind of level it's got to get over.
I gotta literally take Chewy off my charts now.
Yeah, close it down.
This is giving me FOMO.
Yeah, close it down.
I just had that view this morning. Should have definitely taken that trade. Look at that gap down, just coming right back up to the shadow.
I think Roku still looks good. If it pulls back to the VWAP at least.
Definitely the trade that would have got us back into the competition. So, gotta go with those planned trades. Gotta improve on that execution because the trade was there.
Yeah, just take 5 if you need to, and you know, kind of, you got this. You're still early, brother. It's still 9:50, so you got this. We still got a lot of time, bro. Remember, guys, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. We do this live for free every day on YouTube. And so if you appreciate the free content that we put out there, hit that subscribe button. We do this live every day. Smash that like button as well. Let's try to bring that like button or that like count up to over 100. But again, hit the subscribe button. And if you click the bell, you'll get a notification. We go live and we day trade live on stream every single weekday morning for free right here on YouTube. Not experts or gurus. We just teach you guys what works for us. And if you don't like it, that's okay too. But yeah, hit that subscribe button, guys. Click that like button if you want to help support us. And, you know, we still got a lot of trading day left, so we should still have a bunch of trades that we get into today. AMD pulling back a little bit with the SPY. If we look at the SPY here, if we look at the SPY, you know, the SPY is pulling back some with AMD here. And I think the SPY is going to influence a lot of other stocks as well. I don't hate AMRN there though. AMRN would have to get over 1740 for the breakout, but buying it around 1725 and then using like a really tight risk didn't look bad there either. Hey, shout out to Gary, my man. Appreciate the sub, brother. Welcome to the team, man. Like I said, guys, hit that subscribe button. We do this live every day, breaking down the strategies and patterns that we use. And so if you appreciate that, hit that subscribe button, guys. We definitely appreciate it. Jack and Coke is my bae when I lose on a trade. Yeah, I think you always, like, anytime I have a bad day, I always try to go do something I enjoy doing. Like, sometimes I'll go play Xbox, or I'll watch a movie, or I'll try to just do anything to get my mind off of it. I know a lot of the time, if I have a bad day and I just sit around, I usually end up forcing trades. And so most of the time, like, I'll try to just do something else I enjoy doing, and within a few minutes of me walking away, I feel much better. And so I think it's just part of it. But yeah, if anybody caught the video we put out this weekend, the move I called out on AMD this morning was the same exact strategy I put in this weekend's video, which was just a move up, cross over the VWAP, a pull back. This is where you're going to enter the stock. It's just a dip to the VWAP right here. You're just going to enter the position there, and you're just going to look for a breakout. A lot of the time, I'm going to be taking profits around that previous high of the day up here. So it's just up, pull back to the VWAP. You see the purple VWAP here. That's where I'm entering the position, and then I'm just trying to ride it up for a nice breakout. A lot of the time, I'm also giving myself a pretty tight risk. And so, like, if I'm planning to enter the stock here, I'm using a risk level, like a stop out level of that opening range high right here. So, like, right here is my risk. You know, you see that it's that opening range high right here, and that gives me a pretty easy risk level that the stock actually, you know, it generally holds a decent amount of sway over the stock's movement, that opening range high right there. And so if the stock breaks below that, it's my cue to exit the position, and then I'm just trying to take profits a lot of the time at that previous high of the day, like up here. And you can see how much that even holds some sway over the stock. And so this is my risk in these type of positions right here. Very tight risk, small risk, and then my reward target is much bigger. It's up here, and so you can see a big reward target, small risk, and that's what you usually want to try to find yourself in when you trade. But yeah, that was the move on AMD. You know, a lot of times you can either take profits at the high of the day and hold some in case it keeps moving up, or you could just do one and done and just take off the whole position. But we'll see. SPY pulling back a little bit here. If we look at the SPY, doesn't look terrible. I appreciate it, Eagles. Thank you, sir. Hey, my man. Appreciate the subs. Appreciate the sub, Jaws. Welcome to the team, man. Appreciate the sub. Welcome, sir. Thank you, man. Like I said, guys, hit that subscribe button. We do this live for free every day. Missed my alert. Don't chase it here. Jumped on. Yeah, APT, which is Alpha Pro Tech. I looked at it this morning. It's a coronavirus stack, I believe. But it's moving. This one moved a few weeks ago, too. Not tradable for me, unfortunately, but looks good. But yeah, if you guys want to see the video that I put out on that strategy that I just talked about, or really it's 3 different strategies for beginners to use. The name of the video is the top 3 beginner day trading strategies for 2020. I'll post that link here. Really good video. Breaks down 3 easy to use strategies with some tips for beginners. And so if you guys want to check them out, there's that link right there. Uber at the VWAP buzz. Let's check it out. I've been watching Uber a little bit more lately. I don't hate Uber right here either. Doesn't look like a bad, and the reason I'm not going to say what this one's going to do, but I don't mind this risk level as well. When it puts in a low like this is what I call a rebound bounce setup. The place to enter would have been here though, like right here, because if you enter there, you could have taken profits, and of course it's hindsight, but what you really look for a rebound bounce setup is you want it to put in a low like this, like you can see the low right there, and then you want it to push above the VWAP and then pull back, and that's where you're going to enter, like right here. And so that's what this is a rebound bounce setup. It's a little bit too late, and I still don't mind it. I think it'll probably come at least up to test that 39 level right here. I think it'll probably at least come up right here to test this, but it's a little bit too late. But I don't hate the call out. It was a good call out though, Buzz, for sure. Good setup. But yeah, I think it'll come up to test this 39 level. A little bit too late though. Place to enter would have been back there, so I just kind of missed that one. But I still like the call out. Lift is starting to pull back to the VWAP some. It's been staying in a range too. G and PX 2-way. Whew. Yeah, look at GNPX. If you like penny stocks, GNPX is absolutely going crazy here. It's halted on the way up. So it is halted right now. Let's see when it was halted. It was halted at 8:55, so it was halted about a minute ago. So it just recently halted. Huge run up. This thing, really, it's right when it broke that previous closing price and that previous high of the day. You can see my man Two-Way hit us up with the previous closing price script, and you can see the previous close at 5:35. You can see when it broke that. Look at the volume come in. And really, it broke this high of the day as well right here. So when it broke that high, broke the previous close, it effectively went from red to green, and that thing just went nuts, man. Look at that thing. It opened up at like $5. It's at $6.39. So just a crazy move for GNPX. Crazy move.
I'm just trying to find the chart now. Now we're getting kind of these in between, so I gotta focus in here. Got to find the right chart to trade. Definitely had the right chart, just didn't trade it today. So
yeah, don't stress it, brother.
Yeah, it just sucks when you see a nice dollar move on an expected dollar move. So especially in the competition, you got to take that kind of swing. That was the swing right there. If I would have taken it with what I wanted on this chart, which was 5,000 to 6,000 to 7,000, we could have easily had today a $5,000 winner. So that's how it is when you trade the competition. You have to go ahead and know what you want to trade, nail what you want to trade. I really don't like the subjectiveness of trading sometimes, so I like to be objective, have that mentality in pre-market and nail it. It was there on a lot of stocks today. So just got to hold off, get through this in-between stage, because now the trades to me are turning. So if I trade now, I'm going to be not in good position, at least probability wise. So I have to wait.
Yeah, don't stress it, just wait for the setups. You got this.
Yeah.
AMD doesn't look terrible here. There's the pullback right there to the VWAP at 49. And so if you do get in here, you could use that 48.58 level as your risk, and then pretty big reward target. I don't know if I like it because it's the second move, and I think these fail a lot more than the first type of move, like right here, the one I called out earlier. And so I think it's a little bit worse of a percentage play, but I do think the risk reward is good. Like I said, if you use that previous low from the previous move as your risk is this. And you got a pretty big reward target there. So like you get in at 49, you got a big reward target. So at the very least, the reward to risk ratio is good. Like I said, I think it's a little bit worse of a percentage play though. But it is one to consider if anybody wants to check that one out. CGC kind of pulling back to the VWAP a little bit on I guess a rejection style move for CGC. Yeah, a few people. Okay, so I just saw a few people ask if AMD is going to bounce again. Like I said, it very easily could. Again, I tend to prefer the first move a little bit better than the second move, and so I think it's all about a stock maintaining a trend, right? And so you get the stock maintaining a trend, and AMD is doing that. It is maintaining a trend. I'll put it this way: when I trade second moves, a lot of the time I'm taking profits much faster, because again, this one might work out, and at the very least, it has good risk reward. You could use that previous move down here at like 48.55 as your risk. You enter at 48.90 or so. You got good risk reward. You got a big reward target up here to 49.75, or at least up there to like 49.30, which I kind of already tested. But again, I think even though it might work out here, it's not as good of a percentage move. It's not going to work as much. And I also think the SPY is going to dictate what happens with this one as well. But that's all my personal preference. To be objective with it, like I said, good reward to risk ratio at the very least. And so even if I don't like the setup as much, the reward to risk ratio is there for sure.
Just starting to get a little annoyed, being hesitant today. Just one of the things that can annoy me the most, being hesitant. I wanted to take aim at there at the support there at 60.73, but hesitated there. Was going to take 3,000 shares. Would be up over 30-40 cents for only a 10-cent risk there. It was perfect 4-to-1 trade. I don't know why I hesitated. Should have definitely taken that trade also. Would have been another 30 to 40 cent winner. Definitely not looking good, at least with my hesitation today. It's just, I'm off. Should definitely have taken that trade.
Yeah, just hang in there, regroup. You got this, brother. Just take 5 if you need to, and just kind of, wait for the A+ setups if you can,
Yeah, it's just, got to take the trades when they're there, man.
Yeah, for sure. Somebody's asking, how do you check to see if a stock is tradable on TradeNet? And so to check to see if it's tradable, you go to the trade manager and you type in symbol right here. So like you can see if I type in AMD, let me pull this up a little bit. You see if I type in AMD, it has Y under is tradable, but if I type in like GNPX, it has an N under is tradable. So as long as it has a Y right here, you can trade it. And everything else doesn't really matter. So you can trade it and short it as long as it has a Y right here. None of this really matters. You can still trade it and short it if it has a Y here. So like AMD, CGC, they all have Ys here, and you can short and trade both of these. It's in Trade Manager under symbol. And then, like I said, something that you can't trade like GNPX, it has an N under here. Some of them are gonna have nothing, which means they're just not listed. So like CROV, the CORV has an N, VHC. You can trade VHC, LPCN. And so if it has an N or nothing, that means you can't trade it. GNPX pullback. Is GNPX moving? Let me see. Yeah, so it resumed, man. I think it's stocks like these that make me miss trading penny stocks. SPCE pullback, SQ. Yeah, SPCE is pulling back a little bit. We got AMD here as well. It's back down to that entry level. I think you got to be careful with it now and watch it around here now. I think you got to watch that 48.87 level. Hey, I appreciate the sub. Let's see who subbed. Khalid, appreciate the sub, brother. Welcome to the team, man. Like I said, guys, hit that subscribe button. We do this live for free every day, so make sure to hit that subscribe button if you want to help support our channel. If you want to watch us day trade, we do this live for free every day, so hit that sub button if you can. Somebody asked, are most of your plays shorts? No. So I'd say it's about even. I'm not going to say I short more than I long, but I definitely trade bounces a lot as well. And so I think it's a little bit mixed. I think a lot of the time I'm going short, but a lot of the time I'm going long as well. I think it really depends on what the market does. So like if you look at the SPY today, I think today was more of a long day, obviously in hindsight. But yeah, it just depends on what the setup is there. I trade a lot of bounces, like bounces off of the VWAP, like the same kind of pattern I talked about with AMD this morning. I do trade a lot of bounces off of the VWAP like that. But I also trade a lot of fades, what we call fades. So like if we look at CGC, I guess today, this doesn't look like a bad little fake out fade slash position. So I do trade a lot of short and long. But point is, I trade a little bit of both. Should I sell SPCE? I mean, I don't know, man. It's not. I don't want to say yes or no. We don't really give out stock picks here. We're not really, for liability reasons. We certainly are not investment professionals. We're not liable. Any losses people take in the markets, their own responsibility. We just kind of let people watch us day trade, but we're kind of against giving out stock picks. What I mean by stock picks is like telling people to buy or sell a stock. We might call out a setup or a strategy that's there, but I think we hold back on telling people whether to actually buy or sell a stock, just because you never really know. Like we might say, hey, this setup's there, it's got good reward to risk, but I usually almost always preface it with, but it very easily could go the other way. And so, you know, with space, I'm not sure. It could pull back to the VWAP, but it could hold at 32. You know, it does have some support at 32. It just depends, and I don't want to tell you the wrong answer. You know, we're not experts or gurus here. We just kind of let people watch us trade. But yeah, 32 support looks okay. But again, it's all up to you. I think the market is going to influence this one as well. Like if we look at the SPY, I think the SPY is pulling back to the VWAP here again, and I think the overall market, like the SPY and the S&P, are going to influence it a decent amount. No. Would you recommend day trading for a 14-year-old? No, I wouldn't. Can a 14-year-old trade legally? No, they can't. At least they can't open up an account. So yeah, I definitely wouldn't recommend a 14-year-old day trading. I think that's an easy way for a 14-year-old to lose money. You know.
I'm a little bit on the opposite side.
Here, hold on.
It can be done through certain brokerage accounts.
Yeah, but here, for liability reasons, we do not recommend a 14-year-old doing it. But yeah, here's the market bouncing at 325. But yeah, like I said, for liability reasons, I don't know if, yeah, you could open one up with your parents' name, but like I said, you want to make sure to get their permission. And like I said, it's just there's too much liability there for me to really want to say, yeah, a 14-year-old should open up an account. I would rather just say no. You know, ask your parents. Not up to us, but for liability reasons, we gotta say no. Don't do it. I'll put it this way: as a 14-year-old, day trading is the single hardest form of investing there is, right? And so, with that said, I think a 14-year-old should just learn about the stock market in general. I don't think they should try to day trade. I think that they should try to invest because they have the time to invest. But again, for liability reasons, I have to discourage that in general and just say, you know, ask your parents, you know. Right, you should learn investments for sure. Yeah, maybe paper trade, you know. Yeah, I think here's the reality of it. I think that a 14-year-old, I think day trading is closer to gambling than any other form of investing. And so I think a 14-year-old could get into a lot of trouble day trading. And for that reason, I have to discourage it for a 14-year-old. Now, they can learn to paper trade, but using a real money account for liability reasons, like I said, I just got to discourage that. Yeah, you can read some books. Yeah, I know, but here's the thing, right? For any trader, when you first get started in trading, it doesn't just take paper trading for like a month. You know, whenever you learn to day trade, it's going to take years to learn how to day trade, right? And so that's why, like, paper trading is one thing, but should I recommend a 14-year-old using a live money account? No, I don't. I think what's going to happen a lot of the time is, again, I think day trading is closest to gambling than any other form of investing, and so I just think a 14-year-old should focus on other stuff.
All right, guys, let's just change subjects here. Let's focus on trade here. I'm taking a trade here on CLBS. Just took a starter, expecting it to bounce up here. Saw the market start pushing, and that's why I took this trade. I want to see if we get a bounce here and risk off a 10-13 here.
AMD's gonna give me a heart attack here, right now. And the bounce was there, man. The bounce was there, and like I said, I didn't like it, and so that's one that I probably wouldn't have taken. But at the very least, the reward to risk was good. We're starting to get close to that time where I'm going to start looking for some trades too. I'm more so looking for some rebound bounces than anything. I don't know if I would take a fade today. Why have I noticed a lot more people trading options who also day trade? Because options and day trading are okay. The whole benefit of trading options, Lewis, is you ultimately have to risk less, right? So like say you're very short biased on a stock, right? Say it's a, I don't know, a $200 stock, and you think it's going to go down in the next 2 weeks, right? But you don't have the buying power to buy any type of significant position because it's a $200 stock, and that's just a lot of money, and that you just don't have that much money. And so what can you do? You could buy a put option, which is going to be far cheaper than you would need if you wanted to actually short that stock. Or, you could buy a put option, or say you like a certain stock to go up in the next few weeks, really in the next few days even. There's short-term options. It all just depends, right? So if you would like a stock to go up, but you don't have the buying power to actually pay for a bunch of shares that you would need, you could instead just buy a call option, which is going to be far cheaper. Another benefit of options is that you're only risking what you're paying for that option. And so, like, say the option price is a $50 option, and it's like a 2-week put option, which means you're basically betting the stock's going to go down in the next 2 weeks, right? You're only risking that $50. If you lose, you're down $50, where if you were actually shorting the stock, you could lose an infinite amount of money. I guess you would have to go long to lose an infinite amount of money, but the benefit of buying options is that you're only risking what you're actually paying for that option, and that's the benefit. I didn't take it, just watching. Yeah, I took the AMD trade, went well. Hey, nice, Lago. Nice work, brother. AMD trade went well. It did go well. Like I said, it's not one that I would have taken. I think we're also, the SPY is dragging it up. I think the SPY is heading up. And so I think this is an interesting level right here where the SPY is right around the highs of the day. And whether we're going to get it to break those highs or whether it's going to pull back, which I think if it pulls back, it's going to drag everything else down too. Yeah, and there goes space. For whoever asked me about space, it bounced right at that 32 level that I talked about. So, didn't look bad. You need less buying power with options, number one, Lewis, and there's also, it's a very defined risk. Like, your risk is very defined, right? You're risking what you pay for that option if you buy an option. Now, when you sell options, you're risking an infinite amount of money. But when you buy options, the benefit is that your risk is limited, but at the same time though, most options expire worthless. And so when you sell options, you might actually make money a majority of the time. It's just about whether when you lose, if that's going to compensate for the times you win, right? And so there's a lot of different nuances to it. But yeah, the benefit of buying options is that your risk is extremely defined. Like, you know exactly how much you're risking, which is just how much you're paying for that option. Is there any business you would recommend for a 14-year-old? I think no, not really, no. Just for liability reasons, it's a very touchy subject, and that's why I said I think it's probably best, especially for us that run like a finance channel, to just not encourage any type of investing or trading, Where'd my cough drop go? I dropped my cough drop. That's my last cough drop too. But yeah, I would just study for sure. Wish all of us were in the same Starbucks, laptops out and coffee flowing. Yeah, for sure. I'm out of coffee right now. I got my R2D2 mug. And look, yeah, there goes the SPY getting rejected right there, that 328 or that 325.80 level I talked about. And again, like I said, it's going to drag other stocks down. So interesting. Let's see what happens here. See if the SPY continues to maintain this upward trend. I got to find my cough drop. Or I'll be right back, guys.
All right, guys, this is probably going to be the swing right here. Looking for volume to step in.
Wish I knew traders in real life. I know a few traders. Some of them are family. It's weird though, like I have friends that are traders, but they never really talk to me about it. You got the same R2D2 mug? I bought it at Kroger. This one? It was between this one and a Chewbacca mug, man. But my wife was like, which one do you want? R2D2 or Chewbacca? And I said R2D2 for life. Yeah, exactly, R. Smith. R. Smith said, it's just YouTube and Kappa sucks. So it makes sense John keeps saying no. Yeah, 100%. Like, especially, like, after all the laws that dropped with COPPA, which is the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act, I have to just be like, no. Like, no, don't do it. Liability, no. You know what I mean? A lot of channels got deleted off of YouTube after this year. Really, it was December 12th, I think. So, yeah, you know what's up, R. Smith.
Alright, guys, taking a shot here. Let's see what happens. I'm gonna risk off this 1019 here. 20,000 shares there, guys.
You got this, bro.
Let's see what happens. Honestly, I've already missed enough trades, so I'm gonna take this one, see what happens, live with the result. That's all you can do.
Yeah.
I already missed the best trade, so just gotta take a trade that I feel has the right risk to reward, which is this one.
Yeah, I think CLVS is a good one for the competition too, just because it's got a decent range and you can just buy a ton of shares, right? So it'll bring you in the if it does work out, you got a shot,
That's all you can do.
Yep.
Really chewy today. That was a beauty.
AMD was probably my favorite, but let me see chewy.
You can't get prettier than that. Just filled the whole shadow, VWAP bounce, positive dues the day before, getting knocked down, even though it was just the overall market that pulled it down.
Yeah, for sure. I don't mind that one. That one did look good. AMD is my favorite stock to trade. I can just focus on it. Yeah, that's like me. People always ask me, Brip, why I trade AMD. And I trade AMD because it's consistently volatile. It's reliable. I can test it very, very well. And it just gives me a really good range, and it works really well. AMD is my favorite stock to trade. It's the stock that I probably trade the most out of everything else. If you look at all of my trading in the last few years, I've probably traded AMD at least once a week for years now. You know, because again, it's consistently volatile. Right. Hey, green is good, Todd. You know, so we appreciate it, man. I'm the same with LK, but on it for months now. I'm out for the day. See you, Sid. Hey, hang in there, brother. Always a new day, bro.
Yeah, this looks like it's going to be it for me today. We'll see if it turns around. Really just got to come in tomorrow and master my pre-market plan. Because that's so important, guys. You're not market ready. You don't nail that opening plan. At least for me, being opening trader usually leaves me in probabilities to get into the wrong charts and start chasing or taking just the wrong setups. So just trying to take a shot here on a bouncing stock. Really no setup here, so.
Yeah, I'm not seeing too much I like either, man. I'm just trying to find something to set up. Market's pulling back a little bit. It's at 324.50s. So we'll see if the market bounces here. But AMD's been in a nice little range.
There you go, guys. That's it for me. Really not a good day trading. Got to trade a lot better than I did today. Got to focus on the right execution. Could have had a good $7,000. Been back in the competition. Instead, just going to take a shot tomorrow. Like, win or lose the competition, so be it.
Kind of looking at MU. Kind of looking at MU. If it pulls back to 54.20s, I might take that. Still waiting though, guys. I'll still probably end up trading some. Hang in there, Mitch. You still got another day, brother. John's the AMD whisperer now. I try, man. I try. You know.
All right, guys, I'm gonna get out of here before I take a trade and blow up the account. So, later, guys.
Later, brother. Well, we do have a second though, guys. If anybody wants to use the same platform as Mitch and I'll post this link here. You know, if you're out of the World Series of day trading, you should have a pretty big discount for these as well. I talked about it before, but I think it's really the cheapest way a new trader can get started in the market. You know, when you're looking at your options to get started, you know, one of the most expensive things is buying a day trading account when you first get started. You know, depositing money into an account. Most new traders end up saving up thousands of dollars to deposit money into an account, and most new traders lose their first account. And so you're basically just saving up money to lose. Yeah, there's going to be outliers that make money, but it's extremely rare. It doesn't matter what your guru or anybody tells you, most new traders are going to lose their first account. And so the benefit of TradeNet, in my opinion, is that it allows you to get started for cheap. You know, their TradeNet packages for $375, they give you $14,000 in buying power to trade with, and there's no PDT rule, and you can actually short stocks. And I don't think there's anywhere else in the world where you can spend less than $500, actually be able to day trade with a solid account, a big account. Like I said, for $375 you get $14,000, and it just operates like a prop firm. And so there's no PDT rule. You can day trade short stocks. To be fair though, I think most traders are probably going to lose these accounts as well, because most new traders just lose. But this is a much cheaper way. It's much cheaper to go the intro package route. You're risking $375, less than $400, instead of depositing thousands into a conventional platform. And I know every trader thinks they're going to just run that $1,000 up into $100,000, because that's usually what gurus kind of advertise. But the reality is, it's extremely difficult. And I think for a new trader to get started, $375 is super cheap. It's a really cheap way to get started, and you're risking a very small amount relative to everything else. The way it works is it kind of operates like a prop firm, and so you spend $375. Once you're approved, you basically become a contractor for them, and that's how they get around the PDT rule. There's a $700 max loss on the base package, and so if you go under 13,300, they close you down because you lose over 700. But again, you're only risking 375. So in trading terms, it's actually good reward to risk. You know, think about it. You're risking 375. You can actually lose $700, and so not a bad reward to risk ratio there, to put it in trading terms. And again, the fact that they're giving you 14,000 in buying power to trade with, it's just unheard of. You know, it's the cheapest way a new trader can get started. And of course, we're biased because we post links for them. And so if you want to check them out, there's the link. What are the commissions like? So the commissions they equal out to about roughly 0.0075 per share. And so especially like if you're like me, who only trades like 300 shares, 400 shares, commissions are actually super cheap relative to your other options if you're trying to use a no PDT platform like an overseas broker. And so commissions are actually really cheap in that, and like if you really think about it. As you take bigger and bigger sizing, they're less favorable, just to be honest. You know, if you start to take thousands of shares, they're going to be less favorable, but I don't necessarily recommend that either. I think you should probably get started when you first get started and trade small. And now, there's other options. Like the intro package is $375, but like for instance, I have like an $8,000 account and it gives me $240,000 in buying power. But there's also like the student account, which I think is like $2,700. That gives you $80K in buying power. And so it's just a cheap way. You can see I've already made $1,757 in my account. So my account's actually in the profit. And I've made a solid amount in my account already. I don't know, roughly like 20%, 15%, which is great. I'm definitely happy with that. And then you can withdraw once per month. And so it's like once per month you can take money out. And again, there's a 70-30 profit split. But they're giving you a ton of buying power with that. And I just think it's a cheap way. If you really think about it, some paper trading platforms are going to cost the same after a few months. So like basically, if you could make an intro package last 3 months, you're spending like what, like $120 a month, you know, $120 something a month. Some paper trading platforms are the same price. And so in this case, you actually get a course. You get a demo account to trade with that comes with it. You get, like I said, a paper account that comes with it for a few weeks. You get access to their chat room, and then you get the funded account that you can actually make money on and withdraw once per month. I think it's just the cheapest way to get started. Well, I think most new traders lose Lewis, and that's a pretty safe bet. Like, I'm not mad at them for that. And like I said, the only thing that really matters is whether they pay out. And I've heard they do. I've had a lot of people that said they do. They wire you your money if you withdraw once per month. They wire it straight into your bank account. And so I think it's just the cheapest way to get started. I think traders have to have realistic expectations, but in the end, like, I don't think there's anywhere else in the trading world where you can spend such a small amount of money and actually be able to day trade with that much buying power. Like, a lot of times people hate on them, but the reality is, like, some people are paying for paper trading accounts that cost the same thing. And so, considering the experience you get, I think it just makes sense. I think it's just a cheap way. Like I said, if I could get started again and go back in time as a new trader, I would get a TradeNet package because it would save me money. Instead of saving up $2,000, I would go the TradeNet route and learn how to trade with those because it's just the cheapest way. It's much cheaper than, like I said, depositing thousands into an account that you're probably going to lose anyway. And so, yeah, there's the link if you want to check that out. We'll see if I find some trades. MU is setting up. AMD's back down there as well. But I'm just going to wait here. Now, AMD's back down here. I don't like it yet, though. I don't like this one yet. It has to set up a little bit better. MU's kind of down there, too, and so is Space. Space is testing that 32 level that I talked about. We'll see. Yeah, I'm saving up my account for a big withdrawal. I've made money. Like I said, you can see my account's got like $1,757 in profit, which is great. I'm happy with that. It's the most profit I've ever made. But I think considering my account was like an $8,000 account, I want to save up and get a big withdrawal. But like I said, I've had people that I've had buddies of mine that have done it. Like Casey did one. And the process, the way he said it worked is you can request one withdrawal per month, right? And so I think he said he put his request in on the 10th and he received his money on the 19th. So it took 9 days, which is pretty quick. And he said it was flawless and it went smooth. He said they just wired it into his bank account and then it worked really, really well. He doesn't even use them anymore, but I think he did say that it was fine and that he was able to get his money out within 9 days. He said it took, but again, it takes 9 days. He said they wired it into his account and you can do one per month, he said. But again, for me, it doesn't really make sense. I'm going to save up and wait until I get a little bit more to take out. Yeah, right. Like, I don't know, Lewis. Like I said, the only thing that matters is if they pay out, and I've never heard of anybody not getting paid out. What restrictions does TradeNet have on what it can trade? So you can day trade, you can short stocks on TEFs, right? Once you're approved for the account, you can day trade, you can short stocks. Most penny stocks are not tradable. So it's like if you're only a penny stock trader, you're not going to find much to trade. But like if you trade mid and high cap stocks like AMD, MU, and they have some penny stocks, the way they determine it has to have an average liquidity of 500,000 shares traded per day over a 6-month span, right? And so that's really what they use is liquidity. So like low liquidity stocks that generally don't move that much, they're not going to list, but which is most penny stocks. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can, Daddy. They're not located in the U.S. because they have to get around the PDT rule. And so I'm pretty sure you can from other countries. I don't think you have to be in the U.S. I'm pretty sure you don't, actually. All right, so something to consider with the market today is the SPY turning around. Look at the SPY. Huge reversal here for the SPY. Yeah, they have a London office for sure. Like I said, a lot of times when I first got started, I would get a call from the London office. There's the link if you want to check it out. It's a good way to help support us. Everything we do is free. we're just a free resource and community, and so if you do sign up through TradeNet, obviously, number one, we're going to be biased in their favor because we make a commission if you sign up through us. So number one, we're going to be biased, but it is a great way to help support our free content. You know, we live stream for free every day. You know, we don't sell a course. You know, we just kind of put everything out there for free. We're not experts or gurus, and so if you go through our link, it does help support you know, our content and our channel here. Yeah, some of them have hard English accents, Ray. Yeah, for sure. My last name's London, though, so those are my, you know, those are my brothers over there in the UK, you know. I have the most English-sounding name ever. But yeah, look at the SPY. SPY pulled back all the way to 324. And it's just kind of like I said at the open this morning, which is that a lot of the time we're going to get a spike up after a big drop, and then we're going to get a reversal, and it might pull back down and test lows. Hey, nice, two-way. Nice work, brother. You're not going to be back until Friday? Hey, well, good luck, two-way. Two-way, I know you had a question earlier. My bad if I missed it. You said, let me see. You said... I gotta find it. Going to buy a new house here in a bit, and I need to consolidate my brokers down to one. Looking to keep my E-Trade account versus opening an overseas broker. Thoughts? Yeah, I mean, it just depends on how much money you have in there, two-way. That's going to dictate whether, you know, I don't want to give you any advice specifically on that, just for, you know, because I don't want to tell you the wrong answer. You know me. I mostly use one platform, which is TEFs. But it depends on how much money you have, obviously. You know, if you have enough and you can get over 25K, or, you know, as a real estate agent, you just want to look like you have the money, and so maybe just not trading and taking the money and putting it into an account until closing's over is probably what I would do if I were you. But again, I can't say for certain. Not an investment professional, not liable, you know, any losses. I don't want to tell you the wrong answer, brother, so good luck with that, brother. You got this. To be honest, Howard, I think you would probably, you would have a tough time finding stocks to trade. If you want to look at stocks, I can look them up to tell you whether they're tradable, Howard. But like I said, if I'm being honest, I think you would have a tough time finding stocks in between $3 and $10 to trade. I think most of those aren't going to be tradable. But again, if you want to list some specific stocks, I got you, Howard. Like I said, I just try to be honest with people. Like, I'm not trying to lie to people. I'm trying to tell people the pros and cons, and the cons of them are that most penny stocks are not tradable, and most stocks really under $5 especially are not tradable. You're going to have some outliers, like there's going to be some, but most, I would say, are not tradable in there. And like I said, if you want to give me a list of stocks, I can look them up for you right now. All right, Lewis. I'm pretty sure it's realized or unrealized. If you go over $3,500, they're going to kick you out of the competition, even if it's unrealized, Daniel. Alright, that sounds good, two-way. No stress, brother. Looking at trade ideas. So yeah, if you want to use the same the same scanners as we do, I'll post this link here as well. You can get 15% off of trade ideas by using the promo code BT15. Really cheap way to get the scanners, and in my opinion, they're the best scanners in trading. Super customizable, allow you to do a lot of different stuff, and you can build trade idea scanners, build trade idea scans around different strategies and patterns. And I think if you're a good enough trader, trade ideas makes a lot of sense. And so if you want to check them out, there's the link in the chat from Nightbot. Is it just me, or does there feel like there's no traction right now? So I think what we're getting right now, Grant, is that, like, you can see the market, originally it was up, but it's just kind of sideways now. So like it moved up and now it moved down, and it's just kind of been in this range all day yet. And so until it breaks a lower high, it's just kind of in the sideways range right here, you know. And so until it starts to actually move in any direction, like firm, breaking a lower high, I don't know if I like it. Like, I'm just waiting. If I get a setup I like, I'll take it. But for now, I'm not seeing anything I really like. So I'm just kind of hanging out, waiting, you know. Hey, what happened to my, Oh, wait, there it is. Okay, I was going to say, what happened to my previous closing price? There it is. I confirm from my experience all what John said is true. Yeah, like I said, I'm not trying to lie to anybody. I think you're gonna have a tough time finding stocks to trade, especially under $5. Like, most stocks I trade are like 20 to 200 is really around the range of stocks I trade. But if you're looking for stocks under $5, probably not gonna find much. Probably not the best platform for you. So there was no specific stocks, just what shows up on my scans for that day. Yeah, and like I said, I think especially if you don't trade like a specific sector, if you're looking to trade penny stocks that kind of get pumped up and they get, breakout momentum penny stocks, most of those are not going to be tradable. Like, I trade the same stocks every day, like AMD, CGC, CRON, Roku, MU, AMRN, ENPH, LK. Like, I'll trade the same stocks every day because they consistently move and they're consistently volatile every day. But like, for instance, if XAIR, this one's not going to be tradable. I can just tell by the liquidity here. So like, I can look up, where'd it go? Let me exit out of this. So like, if I go to Trade Manager, it's a good platform though. They do have a solid platform. But yeah, like if I go to this and I go to symbol and I type in XAIR, it's not tradable. COCP, not tradable. CETX, not tradable. So most stocks, but like GDX is tradable, $31 stock. It just depends, right? Like I said, if you got any stocks you want me to look up, I can show you just as an example. But again, most low float stocks are not tradable is a good way to put it. Like, most low float, like small float stocks are not tradable. And the reason they're not tradable is because usually the average liquidity over a 6-month period is not that high. Like, they might break out and run for like 2 weeks, and pick up a lot of volume in those 2 weeks. But if they had no liquidity prior to that, then they're probably not a winner, if that makes sense. MU doesn't look bad. I might take MU here if it can pull back to the VWAP. And so this is what I call a rebound bounce setup. So like, if MU pulls back here, I could use that level as a risk. And so if it pulls back, anything down to like 34 I would take, like 54, 34. And then I would give myself a reward target up there. So that's what I'm looking at for MU right now. AMD actually has been in a really nice consolidating pattern where it's just kind of going up and down through that range. But I'm going to wait for MU here. Let me see, my risk is about... if I get in at 30, my risk is about 15 cents. And so I could probably take a few hundred shares. 300 shares maybe. We're going to wait for that pullback though, like to 35. Oh, I just realized you guys can't see mine. My trading window. Here, sorry guys. There you go. There you go. That's better. So anybody in here that's still in the World Series of day trading? So anybody in here still in? Let me know. Space pulling back to the VWAP a little bit here as well. Man, maybe I'm not going to get that move to MU. You see, this would have been my reward target at 71. Maybe 75 was probably a good one for that $0.25 level, but it looks like I never got it, unfortunately. What's my average daily profit? I don't know. Probably like anywhere between like $40 and $70. I'm just kind of slowly growing my account, and so sometimes I'll trade small because the commissions are a little bit more favorable. But I would say, like, I don't know, 40 to... I would say anywhere between like 50 and $100 really, because sometimes I'll have like really big gains where I make like thousands, and then sometimes I'll have tiny gains where I make like 20, $30. It just depends on how I'm feeling that day, I guess. Me. Oh, y'all are still in it? What's y'all's profit? 3.8k cola? Nice, brother. Nice buzz. You still in that thing? What's up, Gideon? Hope you're doing well. McDonald's value stock up, y'all. Let me see. Let me check it out. MCD. Yeah, that one doesn't look bad. I'm gonna wait for a pullback though in MU. I'm gonna wait for like a pullback, maybe to 54.50, 54.40. Have to adjust my sizing to like 200 shares. Maybe scale back into it if we get that. You got a 3-month beginner here. Hey, what's up, Ashley? Barely, Michael. Hey, if y'all are still in it, y'all are doing better than me. I'm in just barely 2 straight losing days. Almost eliminated, swing and a miss. Hey, hang in there, brother. That's what it takes. It's very difficult. Even don't be too hard on yourselves, guys. Like I talked about it the other day. Even if you're the best trader ever, it's still very difficult to place in this competition, right? Even in getting, there's thousands of people. There's like 6,000. Like I know last time there was like 6,000 people overall in this competition, and so it's extremely difficult. I might jump in with 100 shares here. Oh no, this is AMD. I do not want AMD. Oh no, I jumped into the wrong stock, guys. Where is AMD at? I don't like this. I'm gonna get out. This is not the move I wanted. I wanted MU here. I'm gonna jump in with 100 of MU, and then I'm gonna add a little bit more as it pulls back to 54.40. Man, dumb error. Lost me $4 for AMD. 52, 51s. I don't mind that. I'm gonna jump in with another 100 shares. Slowly try to scale into like 300 or 400 shares of MU here. This is what I call a rebound bounce setup, and again, I'm using this 15 level as my risk. I think I just got kicked out. Hey, nice Tyrell. What's up, brother? Get out of here with that 4x nonsense, bro. But yeah, like I'll say this though, if you look at my P&L, I'm green almost every single day, and so regardless of how small I trade, I can usually make it work. Hey, shout out to CH. What's up, brother? Appreciate the sub, man. Welcome to the team, bro. You did a Tesla again? Nah, I didn't do Tesla today. I'm scared of that thing, dude. 60. I wish I could have gotten a little bit more. I'm in with 200 shares of MU. I wouldn't mind scaling into a little bit more, but it doesn't look like I'm going to get to. Just going to hold this as long as I can. $66. Let's see if we get this breakout here. 68s. 69s. I'm going to take half off there. Hold this last little 100, see if we get a breakout up to like 55 up here is where I'm shooting for now. Maybe take another half off around like 75 or so. See if we can get that break here. This is, like I said, you see this resistance line I drew right here at 70. That's the big level I'm watching. Hey, appreciate the sub. Welcome to the team, brother. Appreciate it, man. What's up, brother? Welcome to the team, man. There's 73s. I like this move, 79s. Ooh, beautiful breakout. I'm going to take another half off there. And then I'm going to just hold this 50 shares left. See if we get a move up to 55 or so here. $78s. We're gonna look for this to hold support here at 72, but we need a big move here. I'm gonna look to this, see if this level will hold though, right around 70. See if we get a move up to like at least 80s, 87 maybe. Where's my coffee? See if we get a bounce. 77s. What else we got today? Space didn't look bad. AMD ripping up. Here's 80s. Like I said, we get 87s. I'm just gonna jump out the rest. There's 80s. Come on. Running into some resistance. There's 82s. 83s. Like I said, I'm looking for 87s. Here's 85s. '86. I'm gonna get out there. Not a bad little trade. I'm gonna jump out there. Got out almost around that high right there. But there's my first green trade, so not a bad little cushion. Same type of strategy I talked about this weekend in my video, just what I call a rebound bounce strategy. Maybe I'm missing a little bit more, but I mean I got this much. Let me delete this stuff, and I got most of that move there. I think I started to scale in at 57, so like right here I got in, and then I took most of that move up right there, so I probably got this much. So not a bad little profit. I'll take it. Why not for Forex? Just wondering. The reason I don't trade Forex, number one, it's a lot more catalyst driven. Forex is a lot more catalyst driven than I would say than technical driven. But again, I don't know it that well. Another reason is that it's just open 24/7, so I would never sleep. I would just be trading constantly. Stocks are just what I'm good at, and so I just stick with stocks. You know what I mean? We'll see what else we can find today. Caught the bounce. Wonder what else we'll get today. Maybe I jumped out of MU a little bit early, but I mean, in the end, guys, I took the meat of the move, as they say. I got in, I got in a little bit late, honestly. Like the ideal time to enter this one would have been right here at like 35, and that's really where I wanted to get into. I noticed the move happening though, and so when I caught this pullback right here, I got in here at 57, and then I got out at 87. So not a bad little move there. Again though, I think I missed most of the move before I saw this setup happening, but I'll take it. Green's good. You should take out your profit and grow it back up again. Yeah, and I'm thinking of doing that. I want to break 2,000 again. I want to break 2,000 in profit. If I can break over 2,000, I'll probably take it back out. But right now, I've got about $1,800 in profit. So another few $100 and I'll do it. And like I said, you guys want to see the strategies that I've been using in this market, I'll post this link here. I posted a video yesterday called the top 3 beginner day trading strategies for 2020. And both the strategies I used today were included, or the strategies that I called out and used today were both included on that. So here's the link if you want to check it out. It's the top 3 beginner trading strategies. Really easy to learn. I also included a few tips on new traders getting started if you want to check that out. Beautiful bounce setup today, though. And a lot of different ones. Like AMD was really nice as well. Shop keeps bouncing off the VWAP. Yeah, look at AMD too, man. A lot of stocks are doing the same thing today. Like Shop. Shop, my VWAP's a little bit high for Shop. But if Shop pulls back up, it's number one, it's kind of expensive for me, to be honest. But number two, I would need it to pull back above the VWAP here and then pull back here to it like that. Like I would want it to pull back and then I would enter here, you know, because like for now it's just kind of consolidating. The good thing about using it like that is that you get a really obvious risk level. So like if it breaks under this, then you could just get out. 490, solid risk level. And then you got a pretty big reward target, at least up to like the whole dollar of 500. But again, I would have to wait for that move. The purple line's the VWAP, yeah. Yeah, it's a really easy strategy. Like, look at AMD. Like, AMD respecting the heck out of the VWAP today. And again, called this one out a few times. MU is a microchip stock like AMD, and so the microchip sector is one that I watch a lot because they fade really well. But like you can see how well AMD respects the VWAP. You can see it pushes up. This is the first move I called out today. Like when it pulled back right here, this is the first move I called out, and it just respects that VWAP level really, really well there. Bounces directly off of it, and then you can see it today is one of those rare occurrences where it just kind of kept doing it. It pulled it up, pulled back to the VWAP. You know, you enter here on the bounce, super profitable. You know, same thing here. You know, and Mitch and I have been teaching these strategies for years. You know, I've recently seen a lot of other YouTubers start talking about this strategy. We have made videos on this strategy for years. Like 2 years ago, we put out a class on this strategy specifically. And so I think people are starting to watch our stream and they're realizing how well the VWAP bounce works. And they're starting to teach it themselves. And like I said, I think trading's one of those things where everybody kind of copies off of each other. As long as they're not trying to sell it in any course, you know, I'm okay with people giving it away for free. But as long as hopefully they acknowledge that Mitch and I kind of laid the groundwork for everybody on these strategies. Because again, we've talked about these strategies for years now. For years we've traded them. For years we've talked about them. And, you know, like I said, I've noticed a lot of the trading culture start to talk about these strategies more now. As long as they're not trying to use it to be like, oh, buy my course. Because, again, if they're teaching this strategy, they're certainly copying it off of us. Which, you know, is okay. But as long as they're giving it away for free, that's the big thing. Hey, nice, Lago. Nice work, brother. Hey, I love you too, Ken. Thanks, brother. He says, you're getting better, John. I see it. Hey, appreciate it, man. Yes, sir. I'm doing better, man. I think if you understand and, like, watch how we trade, like, we try to... I kind of evolved my trading to where it's like sometimes I'll take conventional bounces. Sometimes I'll kind of create my own variations of the bounces, like the rebound bounce is something I created. The fake out fade is a strategy that I created. And I'm just using the market to determine that, and that's what we're getting a lot. So that's what I took today on MU, was actually a rebound bounce setup. So like it put in a low. It put in a low right here, and then it pulled back, and this is where I jumped in. But yeah, the strategies have definitely been working. The VWAP strategies, I'm starting to learn the conditions a little bit better as well. That's right, man. Honestly, when I first created the rebound bounce, I was trying to think of a name for it, or the fake out fade. When I was creating and developing the fake out fade strategy, I was trying to think of a name of it because I don't think anybody else taught those strategies. Like, nobody else knew those strategies, talked about those strategies. And so I was trying to think of a name for it, and the egotistical side of me wanted to name it the London bounce, you know, or the J London fade, you know. But in the end, I just named it what it does, which is a rebound bounce and a fake out fade. So it looks like it's going to fake you out and then it pulls back. And so I ended up naming them the rebound bounce and the fake out fade. But in the end, you know, the egotistical part of me wanted to name it the London fade or the London bounce, but I didn't. You know, I just left it alone, you know, and named it something that everybody can use. Uh-oh, R. Smith, you getting Birdman with it. Anybody ever seen that interview with Birdman? He's saying you better put some respect on my name. I'm from Louisiana, so Birdman, Lil Wayne, you know, NBA YoungBoy, all of them, you know. I've listened to a lot of that. Lil Boosie, you know. I'm from Louisiana, so I'm from Baton Rouge, actually, so, yeah, that's my music, you know. Put some respect on my VWAP name, yes, sir, that's right. Like I said, I see a lot of people, it's crazy, man. Like, the trading world's so fickle and crazy. Like, I see people that are making videos criticizing other people for stealing their strategies when they certainly stole mine. You know what I mean? And like, that's what's crazy. It's all about, in the trading world, it's all about like, it's all about using strategies and kind of doing what the pack is doing. But a lot of the time, people are just gonna like steal your strategies, and they're gonna try to sell courses based off of your strategies, which is just the craziest thing ever. Like, once you start to become like a figure in the trading world, it's the craziest thing ever, and it's the most frustrating thing. Like, it's super personal, because it's like, some of these, Mitch and I laid the groundwork for some of these strategies. Like, we talked and, you know, we've been teaching these strategies for years on YouTube. It's not like we're just claiming to be like, oh yeah, I've been teaching these strategies for 10 years. Like, it's like, no, we put out videos, classes on these strategies years ago. And so the good thing about YouTube is that it's documented. You know, you can go back and look at our channel and see the strategies we've been talking about for years. And now that those strategies are somewhat getting some credibility in the trading world, it feels good, man. It feels good, you know. I appreciate it, Ken. Thank you, brother. You as well, man. I know you've been killing it lately, brother. So nice work, brother. Thank you, man. The J-Lo bounce. Oh no, that is already a thing. Yeah, yeah. Can you copyright a strategy? No, you can't. Because it's all like I said, everybody. It's hard to explain. So the thing, trading is one of the few things in the world where you want to do what the pack is doing. Right, so it's actually a good thing for my strategies, right? The strategies that Mitch and I developed, everybody's starting to copy them. It's actually a good thing for us, because it's just going to give us more momentum for them to work better, you know. So it's not a bad thing. I'm not going to get mad at it. I'm not going to get mad at other people for stealing my strategies, and for it's frustrating when somebody copies your strategy verbatim, exactly what your strategy is, and then tries to pretend it's their strategy, and they'll like name it something else. They'll like name it something that has to do with their channel, and it's like they're just stealing your strategies. But in the end, it's actually good for your strategy, because again, number one, the more people that use your strategy, the more momentum it's going to have in your favor. And so it's actually a good thing, if I'm being as objective as I can about it. Does it hurt sometimes? Yeah, but it hurts more because we've just put so much work in building the strategies. Like, we put so much work in, we put so many hours of content out on YouTube for years about these strategies. And so when somebody comes along and tries to pretend like it's theirs just because they see it works and they want that credibility, it hurts. But in the end, like, there's some strategies that I have copied from other traders too. The trading world is a big melting pot of strategies, and everybody kind of copies off of each other. Like, the washout long is something I heard Madaj Trader talk about, and so I didn't copy it from him, but I definitely learned it from him. The 1 minute pullback is a strategy that Warrior Trading talks about. It's a momentum strategy. The difference is that I'll actually give them credit and be like, yeah, I saw the strategy from them. The fake out fade and the bounce and the rebound bounce and the fade and the bounce are strategies that Mitch and I developed. You know, so it's like, those are ours. Like, those are strategies that, from what we understand, we created. Not the fade itself, because people have been fading the VWAP, but the way we approach the fade and the bounce is unique to us. It's something that we certainly created and developed specifically with like where you set your reward and risk ratios and levels. But in the end, like I said, traders copy off of each other, and so it's a good thing. It just gives the strategies more momentum. Yeah, for sure. Stock market has been here a long time. You're not doing anything new. Yeah, for sure. Well, everybody has their own strategies, and they've probably been using it. But electronic trading, specifically using the VWAP, is really not new. It's not completely new, but it's definitely not an old thing. It's definitely not something people have been doing for very long, just because electronic trading only really came to prominence in the last 20 years or so, and especially with like documented charting, that's only been around for about 10 years or so, and so the way we approach some of these strategies is certainly unique to us, but again, the more people that copy it, the better. Oh no, I mean, some of them certainly are the way we approach them, Mr. Respect. Like I said, electronic trading has only been around for about 10 years, you know, and like I said, the way we approach them, I'm not trying to say even the fade or the bounce are unique, but I'm saying the way we approach them, specifically with reward to risk, is certainly unique to us. But again, it all depends. Some people approach the fade in the same way, but a little bit differently. And that's what I'm saying. It's all a big melting pot. Like, people copy strategies from each other, and I've certainly copied strategies from other people as well. Right, for sure. And that's all I'm saying. Like I said, the only issue is when people start selling the same way we approach these strategies in a course, because we just try to give it away for free, and you can find it for free a lot on YouTube. And so that's the biggest issue I have with some of it. Not to sound like I'm like, oh, people are stealing my strategies. I'm just saying, if you're going to use the strategies the exact same way that we teach, don't sell it in a course. Just give it away for free, you know? That's the only thing I care about, really. EPZM. Let me look at it. Yeah, I don't see anything I really like right now. EPZM, it's not really respecting the VWAP that much, at least my VWAP, so I don't like it that much. It just has to... Let me see. It's just kind of crossing over and under the VWAP. It's just not respecting it. It's in a sideways neutral trend. Right, 100%. Like I said, in the end, the more people that use the same methods that we use, the better, and the more momentum we're gonna have in the end. And so it's actually a good thing if people, you know, use the same kind of strategies that we use. How is the leakage in TradeNet? I think that is the right term. Slippage? You mean slippage, Howard? It depends. So if you're using a limit order, you got a 3-cent spread rule, and so limit orders are going to be a little bit harder to get filled, which goes against conventional wisdom. Most of the time, market orders are worse and limit orders are better. But since there's a 3-cent spread rule on limit orders, then they're a little bit tougher. I tend to prefer market orders, and I try to get into stocks that have a very small spread, like a 1-cent spread maybe is usually what I approach, like AMD, MU. Like, that's why you see me trade those, is because the spread is usually a little bit better. But yeah, that's the big thing, is that you just got to find small spread stocks, and you know, if you use a limit order, you got to understand you're probably going to get filled a little bit worse. I'm not seeing too much else. MU doesn't look terrible here. But I don't know, guys. I'm not seeing too much else I really like. Space is pulling back some here. I'm going for 22 on EPZM. Yeah, EPZM is just, it's not really my style. It's a little bit lower volume, and it's kind of chopping over and under the VWAP. So it's not really my style specifically. Everybody has a different style. For me, it's just not usually what I trade. Usually I'm looking for stocks that respect the VWAP a little bit more. Like, a good example of that is like AMD today. It's respecting the VWAP. It's maintaining that trend. And I usually just attack this type of range here. So like, if you look at AMD and you see this range in between the VWAP and the high of the day, like right here, You know, like you can see that range right there. I'm just trying to buy it at the bottom of the range and sell it at the top, and that's all I'm really trying to do. And so I'm just looking for it to maintain in that range. And again, it can be really, really profitable. The big thing with the strategies that we use is we need stocks to respect the VWAP. Like, we need the stocks to actually pick a trend, is what it is because the VWAP's an intraday trend indicator. And so we need stocks to actually maintain and pick a trend and respect the VWAP enough for us to attack those trades. What is your max loss per trade? I don't know, a few $100. It just depends. CGC pulling back a little bit, maybe. I could pounce on that one. I'm just trying to be patient and wait, but I'm not seeing too much I really like. I might close it down and just hang it up. VSLR. Yeah, VSLR, lower volume too. The volume's starting to dry up. I'll probably just hang it up and just take my green day, small green day. Not that much that I really like today, guys. There wasn't that many opportunities for me in my style of trading. At least I didn't see anything that I really liked. I got into one green trade and then I had a stupid error that I made a mistake with, accidentally buying AMD instead of MU. So it would have been a nice $40 day. It's a $35 day instead. But I'm just going to hang it up, keep my very small order, and just bank most of that profit today. But yeah, guys, like I said, if you want to use the same platform as us, I'll post this link here. It's a really cheap way to get started. And again, like I said before, I don't think there's any other cheaper way where a new trader can spend less than $400, actually get to day trade and short stocks with no PDT rule, with a ton of buying power. You know, the intro package, you basically spend $375, you become a contractor for them, and they allow you to trade their account, and that's how they get around the PDT rule. And so during the sale, which I don't think is lasting that much longer, you get the intro package for $375. Once you're approved, they give you $14,000 in buying power to trade with. There's no PDT rule, and you can actually short stocks. And again, if you're a new trader, you know, what are you trying to do as a new trader? You got to save up enough money to actually be able to day trade. Most of the time, a new trader saves up thousands. And then if we're being completely honest, guys, most of the time a new trader is going to lose that first account. And so if a new trader saves up and deposits $4,000, usually they're going to lose that $4,000. And of course, I know every trader's dream is to turn $2,000 into $100,000, and that's what's advertised to new traders by gurus. The reality is most new traders are just going to lose. And so if you save up $4,000, you're probably going to lose $4,000. And that's okay, because you have to lose at first. You have to lose because you have to develop rules around those losses. You have to lose so you know what not to do. You have to lose so you can build rules around that hurt and that pain that you feel when you lose, right? And if you don't have that pain, you're not going to build realistic rules because it's not going to hurt enough, right? That's why paper trading, it's just not going to be the same, right? And so if you really think about that, in my opinion, the cheapest way to do that is to go the TradeNet route. You spend $375, you get a funded account, you become a contractor for them, you trade a real live funded account, but you're just not risking as much. You know, you're still risking $400, and so it's still gonna hurt if you lose. Don't get it wrong, but you're not risking that $2,000 to $3,000 or whatever it is, and it's just a cheaper way to get started. Even still, like some paper trading platforms, if you can extend them, you know, they're gonna cost what, $120 something a month for some paper trading platforms. Basically, if you take an intro package and you make it last 3 months, it's basically $120 something a month, and so it's still the equivalent of what a lot of people are going to pay for a paper account. But with the intro package, it operates like a prop firm, and so they give you $14,000 to trade with for $375. You get $14,000 to trade with. There's no PDT rule. You can day trade and short stocks, and they operate like a prop firm. So there's a 70-30 split, and so if you make $1,000 in net profit, they're going to keep $300. You're going to keep $700. And there's a $700 max loss. And so if you take that $14,000 account and you go under $13,300, they close you down, right? That's $700. But if you think about it, you're only spending $375. So you're spending almost half of that. And so the reward to risk is good. And again, it's just the cheapest way a new trader can get started. Actually be able to short stocks. And yeah, I mean, the cons of them are most penny stocks are not tradable. But in the end, like I said, it's just a cheap way to get started. And I think it just makes sense for new traders. And so I'll post this link. It's a great way to help support our channel. We do make a commission if you sign up through us. It's one of the ways we keep all this live stream and everything free. And so it's a good way to help support us, but we are biased in their favor, obviously. But in the end, like I said, I think if you really think about it, it's the cheapest way to get started. No, there's not a penalty, I don't think. It's best to reach out to them, Howard, but I don't think there's a penalty. It's not like the competition where you have to trade a set amount of days. I think you have like a year to like make your money back in it. But I think a year is plenty of time. But yeah, there's no like weekly limit on how much you have to trade. Not from what I understand. Best thing to do is to reach out to them and ask them to be 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure there's not. And so yeah, there's that link if you want to check it out. Also guys, like I said, you want to use the same scanners that we use, best scanners in the game. You can use promo code BT15, get 15% off right here. I'll post this link here. Shout out to all of our team members that are still in the competition. Let's take a look at the top 50 in the World Series of Trading. Let's see where we're at now. All right, so we got the number 22 spot. We got the number 3 spot with Donnell H. Making a little bit of money today. Donnell H, number 3 spot. So he's doing well. We got the number 22 spot. The number 25 spot. We got, let's see who else. Maybe that's it. Yeah, that's it. So we got a few people in the top 50, but we got the number 3 spot. We're rooting for Donnell H from the UK today. He's doing well. He's doing well. And so good luck to them. In the end, guys, we're just a free resource and community, though. So, like, we're just a free resource and community. A lot of these other teams are, like, selling courses and, like, selling stuff. Like, we're just a free resource and community here. And so it's cool to have the number 3 spot. We're just a place for traders to get together and learn. I am not an expert by any means. I think I'm a good trader, don't get me wrong, but I'm definitely not an expert. And, yeah, let's hopefully we can try to win this thing, guys. We do have 60 likes. Let's try to bring that like number to over 100. Everybody, if you could do me a favor, smash that like button right now. Let's bring that number up to over 100. We got 60. Let's see if we can bring that number up to over 100 in the next 10 minutes. I'll see what else we can find today. But smash that like button. I kind of want to jump back in MU here, guys. I'll be honest. I kind of want to jump back in MU. It's a little bit too late, but I like that pullback. It's a little bit too late though, and I might be too late on it. But I don't mind this move, at least up to 55. This move right here. But again, it's a little bit too late, unfortunately. But yeah, we'll see what else. I'm probably going to hang it up and be done for the day, though, guys. Probably going to be done for the day. Oh, also, guys, like I said, you want to see the strategy breakdown for the strategies that we're using, go check them out. There's the link for that. I think it's the top 3 beginner day trading strategies of 2020. And then you can go check out my man Samuel's page. Like I said, if you haven't seen our new logo yet, check out our new logo. It's a pretty dope logo. This is our new logo here, guys. It's a pretty cool logo. Let me know what you guys think. My man Sam made us a logo, and check out our check out this logo as well. I think this one's really cool. It's beginner trading and has the eyes, and beginner trading as candlesticks. I think that's dope. Selling courses, also a lot of headache. Yeah, for sure. Listen, I've talked about it before. I'm gonna post my man Sam's link here. I'm gonna post Sam's link one more time. Go check out Sam's link. If you want a logo, any kind of graphic design done, I'll post his link here. Like I said, he's the man. He had a really good. He's got a really cool site. Does a lot of great image work and anything visual he does. And so I'll post this link here. Let me copy that link and post it here. So y'all go check out my man Sam's link. If you want a good logo made, there's my man Sam's link. Good dude, great dude, good designer. You know, he's the one that designed all of these logos. He did a great job too. Check these out. Check these out. There's the beginner trading, live day trading streams. He's got the eyes in beginner trading. Really good logo, really dope logo. I'm definitely happy with it. Go check it out. There's the link. But yeah, one of the reasons, guys, I love not being an expert. I love not being a guru. I love not selling a course. And the reason I love not selling a course is because I don't have any pressure on me to succeed. Like, that pressure is no fun here. Like, that pressure is not fun for me. Like, I don't want to have the pressure. I don't want to sell a course and then have people, you know what I mean? get mad at me if I lose, I could lose every day of the week and not care about it at all because I'm not selling a course. I'm not a guru. I'm not an expert. People can't hold me to that unnecessarily high standard if I sell a course. And so part of the reason we don't sell a course is for selfish reasons. Like, I don't want that standard. I don't want people to get mad at me if I lose and be like, you suck, you shouldn't be selling a course. I would rather just give everything to everybody for free. We'd probably make more money giving people stuff for free anyway. And in the end, it's just a free resource and community, and like that's all we're really about, is just giving people stuff for free. I don't have any pressure on me to succeed. Again, I could lose every single day, and nobody can say a word to me about it because I'm not selling a course. And it feels good, man. It feels good, you know. I wish more people would be like me. And like I said, we've tried the whole course thing. We had a lot of members. We ended up just giving it away to everybody for free. I didn't want to be another guru trying to nickel and dime traders. I just didn't. You know, we're just a free resource and community for traders. Like, that's all we're about. Shout out to all the subs today. Shout out to my man Howard, Geyser, Mud. Appreciate the subs, guys. Welcome to the team. Like I said, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Let's bring that like count up to over 100 if we can. We got 71 right now. I'm going to close it down. We don't have to break over 100, but remember to hit that like button if you appreciate what we do here. And, yeah, appreciate all the love, team. Appreciate all the support. Good luck in the markets. Shout out to my man, ABD. Thanks, brother. Appreciate it. And, yeah, like I said, I think Mitch and I, we don't sell courses, but I think if you go back and you watch the stream of me actually trading my live account, not my World Series of Day Trading account, but if you look at me trading my live account, even just on stream, you'll see I've been green almost every single day, and I've streamed it all live. And so, can't fake that even if I wanted to. And so, point is, I think Mitch and I know what we're talking about. We just choose not to be a guru. You know, and in the end, I don't have anything against gurus. Like, you could sell a course if you actually know what you're doing and you've got enough experience in the market, then go ahead and sell you a course. I'm not mad at you for it. I get it. Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with selling courses. I think that if you build a skill set and a knowledge on something, you know, the smart people know that the best traders in the world even understand that trading is somewhat unstable. And so there's nothing wrong with creating another additional revenue source by selling a course. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think most penny stock gurus are really sleazy with it, and they're renting out mansions that aren't theirs, and they're renting out Lamborghinis that aren't theirs, so they can stay in front of it and be like, look how much money I made, buy my course. And I think that's really, really sleazy. But again, just the normal people selling courses that actually know what they're talking about, I don't think there's anything wrong with that necessarily. It's not what we do here. We just give it away for free. But again, it's not like I'm hating on all people that sell courses, because again, even the smart traders understand that, like, the best traders in the world, even their income is somewhat unstable because it's trading. You know, it's never going to be consistently, like, completely stable. You know, you can put in consistent profits, but it's never going to be all the way stable, and you got to understand that too. So point is, I'm not mad at everybody that sells a course. I'm just saying, in the end, we don't decide to here. So anyways, good luck in the markets, guys. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I'll see you all tomorrow, same time as always. We'll be back on here. Maybe I'll be able to talk my wife Carol into coming back on stream. You know, she came on stream a few times a week, so maybe I'll be able to talk her into coming on stream. You can see she's got her own emoji here. You can check out the coveted John, Mitch, and Carol emoji. You know, and if you want to become a member like my man Ben and Canna Ken here, go ahead and hit that join button. You know, we put out exclusive content, but really, it's just a good way to help support us. You know, most of the content we put out there is for free anyway. And so if you want to help support us, becoming a member is just a great way to help support us. We're not going to put out that much exclusive content. We do have a few perks for members, though. But in the end, we're just a free resource and community, guys. So hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Later, team.